what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, all right, all right, all right. What we have here, what we have here, what we have here. All righty, all righty, all righty. This is live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. All right, people. Michelle Money Making Mike. What up, man? Tanya White, what's going on, Tanya? Ronnie Johnson, let's get to business tonight. I'm in the building tonight. Ronnie Johnson in the building tonight. Money Mike, what's up? Checking on YouTube. I see you, Money Mike. Michelle Richardson, what's up, Michelle? Virginia Beasley, what's up? What's up in the house? I tell you, Tanya said, I'm ready for this. Hey, everyone, she's ready, boy. Lisa, what up, Lisa? What's going on? What's going on? Christiana, all right. Hello, Martin and everyone. All right. Kennard, the DJ's tell the truth. And what? Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. That's it. That's it. Erie Red, all right. Monique McGee, what's going on, Monique? Reginald Moore, what up, bro? I ain't talked to you, man. Don't forget about your brother, man. Don't forget about me. Shirley Chapman. This is watching from Shreveport, Louisiana. All right. Let's get it going. Summer Ann, what's going on? Miss Emma Harris, what's up? James Sherry, Washington, D.C., Smooch Sherry. All right. Kathy, Dale, Kathy. Look how much they sold us out for. Shame. And Kathy, and what's so messed up about that, I know one community active or public, whatever you want to call him, he got more than almost all of them put together. I tell you. Sylvia Stone, what's going on? Money Making Mike, hey, man. That's right. I'm on Twitter. Keep pushing it. Deborah Singleton. What's up, Deb? From Wisconsin in the house. Katie Brown. What up, Katie? Tuck. Is that Shari Tuck? All right. Kathy Dale, I see you. All right. Not surprised, just sickening. All right, people. This is crazy. People, listen, I need y'all to share this video. Matter of fact, let me share it on my video. I'm pinning this bad baby up. I'm pinning this video. This is live, uncut, unedited, boy. Yeah, I tell y'all, people, they ain't gonna get away with this one. They are not going to get away with this one. Because this is real, people. You're not gonna get away. Let's get them. They need to be got. Talking about black people are so emotional. We so emotional. Oh, yeah? Okay. I see why we emotional. Uh-huh. Yeah, we so emotional. Pin this up. All right, people. I need at least about 30 people to share this. This is live, uncut, unedited. Barbecue, man. Listen, Barbecue. What you say, Barbecue? They got all that money, but they are not out of the woods yet. My goodness. I tell you, money folks are dead. All right, man. Bad dust storm in Illinois today, Marty. Okay. All right. Eddie, what up, bro? Heimer, what's going on, bro? I tell you. All right, make sure y'all share this, or if you don't share it, make sure you put it in your inbox, because we're streaming live from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And I want to have at least 100 people before I get started, Because I don't want nobody coming in to my, what are you talking about? I missed it. Come on in and share the video. You share the video. Come on, people. Y'all can do better than this now. I see 11 people share the video. Come on with it now. We can do better than this. Come on now. This stuff y'all love to hear. You love to hear this gossip, but this is truth here. And we're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. Come on in, people. I tell you. Oh, my goodness. I tell you about them criminals in the suit and ties. I told you. We always talk about the young folks. The young folks this, young folks that. Yeah, okay. What about these folks in these suit and ties? Uh-huh. I tell you. It's real. It is real. Come on in, people. Come on in. I need at least 100 people. Y'all got to share the video so we can get started. I need your support on this one. We need this to go through. I tell you, this is real. Let me go through my thing, call some names out, some lives. I know somebody here. I tell you, people, this is real. Come on in, people. Let's share the live. Come on now. Hey, we're gonna get with it. Let's talk about it. All right. I got people on YouTube. Okay, she just shared. At least I just shared. Okay. All right, okay. All right. Looking like the alderman got in the way now, taking money from okay, violence group. Okay. Black power to the last. I'll race first. All day. Eric, what's up, man? All right. Linda Williams, good evening, Martin G. in beautiful hometown, watching the Southern East Virginia. Okay. All right, Karen, I see you too. Karen, I see you. All right. We rolling, people. Come on now. I need y'all to share. We got 70 people right here on Facebook. 68, 70. We need at least 100 to get started. Get rolling, people. We got to get rolling. Jimmy Dean, Dionell, what's up here? What a shame, Martin. I know. Henry L. Harshfield. Yeah, we's good. Old George Blakemore. Okay. Jimmy Dean, what up, my guy? Karen, I see you. Very disappointed. Alderman Bill, what he did do for roads and community, that's totally unacceptable. The man took money and put his own pocket and did not get back to the community. That's in desperate need of funding in the community. Man, I tell you, we almost there, people. Come on with it. I got 90 people on my live so far with YouTube and Facebook. I need at least 100 to get started. I need it. My call-in number, you can call in 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389 call-in number. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389 call-in number. They got that money. They got that bag. All right. All right, Vanessa Mooney, send this video to somebody. They said the politicians keep the area poor and the pastors keep you praying and having faith things will get better while they rob you. Oh, Vicky Gavin. All right, Jerome Luckett Jr. What's up, bro? All right. All right. All right. All right, man. Come on, people, share. Hit that share button. Hit that share button. All right. Tyrone got 250,000. All right. He got 250,000. At least he had more sense to get more than these politicians. I ain't even mad at Tyrone for getting, I think he got dispersed for 100,000 and 125,000. These guys together, he almost got more than what they got to one person. Man, they sell out too cheap. Too cheap. What's up, Tina? Too cheap. Yeah. Too cheap. All right, let's get rocking and rolling, people. It's time to get rocking and rolling. Y'all see what it is. You see it on the screen. I didn't write that. This article came from the Crusader, people. It's on my page. It's definitely on my page. And you guys see it. You see the names that's on here. You see the name Cedric Sawyer, which is Rod Sawyer's brother, Michelle Harris, Sophia King, Emmett Mitz, Anthony Beal, Derek Curtis, David Moore. Look at the money the day they got paid. All right. And remember, people, y'all remember they was telling us black people making this about race. We so emotional. They know things that we don't know. I guess they was right. We didn't know the things that y'all know, but we had an idea that something was going on. I guess we didn't know the things that y'all didn't know. Chasing that bag. Was a bag about the black community? Because we know it wasn't about policy. It wasn't nothing about policy. Anybody know law and order mean attack on black people? We already know that. We got enough felons already that's trying to get their life straight. Law and order. Come on, people. Those are code words. War against black. That's what that is. Anybody know what that is if you're honest. You know what that means. Public safety. Whenever have black people felt safe in these black communities? Come on now. Somebody talk to me. And y'all believed in the white man to tell y'all, I'm going to keep y'all safe. And they ain't even solving crimes in your own community. Your sons and daughters are out here dead. They dead. No evidence, no nothing. No follow-up, no follow-up phone call, no nothing. And how you going to save Chicago, protect Chicago? Come on, people. Listen, it was not about the group. Now, people, this was about individualism or their organization. It wasn't about the group of black people. That's why our communities look the way they look, because of people that represent the black community. They are not truly for the black community. They are for the almighty dollar. That's what they're for, the almighty dollar. They don't care nothing about the black community. Nothing about the black community. Nothing. They for the almighty dollar. That's what they here for. The names are here. And I told y'all, they kept telling us, all them black aldermen grouped around Paul Vallas and tell us how nice he is, and we've been knowing him and all that. All that money was talking, wasn't it? Wasn't that money talking? It was talking, wasn't it? It was talking. See, people, I told y'all. I told you, all these Negroes screaming with all this good information. But guess what? They don't mean you no good. What good is a college education if you're not using it to benefit your people, your group? Every other group come here in America and progress except us. Except us. They use these Judas tactics. 33 to 30 pieces of silver to divide and conquer us. That's all it was about. These Negroes, that's why all they wanted, that money. They seen all that money was being pumped in that campaign by these rich Republicans, and they wanted a piece of that pie. A slice of it, maybe a corner of it. That's what they wanted. It's real. I'm telling you, people. They can't deny this. This is in black and white. Where's the mainstream media talking about this? Fox 572, Telemundo, talk to us. Talk to us. Why this is not being brought up right here? Look at people. Look Look, it's right on the screen. I didn't write this. Now, listen, let me just explain something to you. Now, you have those that really supported Paul Vallis, that black. They really supported him. They wasn't convinced because what Paul Vallis could do for him. Let me say that. I'm not saying that every black person that truly supported Paul Vallis was in for the money and made a deal. I'm not saying that. But we know about these politicians, and we know about these community activists. We know how they get down. We ain't never know them had a job. We ain't never know them had a hustle. For some strange reason, they got all these worldly possessions. I wonder how. My. This is real, people. Man, these people was going hard for Paul Vallis. They was putting big signs up down Stony Island, all that. I tell you, he gave them crumbs. And hey, listen, I'm not saying, again, that every black person that supported Paul Vallis was there for the money. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. But we know who those ones there was for money. We know that. We knew it. And the first thing they said, y'all making this about race. Y'all too emotional. Y'all don't know. See, we inside, y'all don't know what we know. We sure enough don't know what you know either. We sure enough. But we know this. We know 236,000. We know that. That we do know. We know why you were supporting Paul Vallis. Not because of his policies, because his money, that big purse he had. That's why you were supporting Paul Vallis. It's all out there now. I told y'all when the dust settled, you're going to see everything. I told y'all. Tell you, I didn't lead you wrong. Told you. Now, for those that truly supported Paul Vallis and you believed in what he was talking about, I have no problem with you. None. My problem is with those Negroes that talking about they pro-black and they for the black community and they represent the black community on a political arena. We in trouble, people. We in trouble. Listen, look at the west side. Look like a bomb dropped over there. Look at the south side. Look like a bomb. Roseland. Look like a bomb just dropped. Why you think our communities look the way they look? Come on, people. It's not by accident. Come on. I remember some of these aldermen. They was on fire before they got in office. But when they got in office, they cooled down. The good book says, he said, I'd rather for you to be hot or cold. But if you lukewarm, he going to spew you out of his mouth. That's what Jesus said. He was talking to the saints, to the church. That's what he was saying. Oh, my goodness. I tell you, people, they use divide and conquer. And look, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something, people. The devil don't make no deals. The devil don't make no deals at the end of the day. Trust me. Y'all been caught. I'm telling you. Y'all been exposed even more now. It's even a date on there. And listen, I'm not saying that Brandon Johnson is 100% perfect. I'm not saying that either. But I tell you one thing. We're going to hold him accountable too. We're going to make sure we're going to hold his feet to the fire, his tire to the road, that he do what he promised to do. That's what we're going to do. This is real. This is real. We got to tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. We must select better aldermen. All right, I got Dr. Sanders on here. Come on, Doc. I see you. All right. Hold on, Doc. I got to hear. I don't hear you. Hold on. Let me turn it up. Oh, hold on. I might even got hold on. I ain't even got to connect. Hold on, Doc. Let me put on my Bluetooth. I'm sorry. Hold on, Doc. I got a Bluetooth for real quick. I ain't even got it on my Bluetooth. I'm so sorry. Y'all forgive me. This is live, uncut, unedited. Forgive me. Forgive me. I'm going to put my Bluetooth on real quick so I can get the doctor on here. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. Dr. Sanders. Hold on, Doc. We got to get you. We got to get you on there. Get it connected. All right. All right, Doc, you can go ahead now. Go ahead. Dr. Sanders?
Hey.
Hey. Yeah. Let me know if you hear echo. Let me know now. You hear echo?
Okay. Does it say the heat Well, now, Martin, I'm gonna say this. The Lord got to deliver me.
Uh-oh. I think I need some deliverance too.
Stuck on the the Lord God deliver me because I'm still stuck on the SOP talking about requiring McDonald's to be shot 10 times over. Ain't nobody put that fool to rest. Let me say this. Everybody has a right to choose who they want to vote for.
True.
But when it came to Dallas had 50 strikes against him. And some of our knuckleheaded people figured that there was going to be space and room for them to be president. He did not show its support for our people at all. How can a racist do that? He lives in Palos Heights or Palos Hills and apartment. Then come on, he lives in Chicago. But everybody wants to go to his side because we want to let you all know y'all making a mistake. I did not like Bobby Rush voting for him because Bobby Rush, being a former Panther, would know the difference. But I'm not challenging his expertise and what he has been involved in. But a lot of our older people don't care about our community.
Mm-hmm.
We're over here, they're building a new affordable housing, market rent, Section 8 building right here at 6th, 3rd, and Maryland. They're building, I don't know if you've been over here, Martin, right across the street. They're building up over here. But the problem is that our people don't look at track record.
Uh-huh.
You don't look at the track record. You pay attention to what the track record says. You figure because he's white, everything's gonna go right. Well, if it wasn't Brandon Johnson, what if it was Roger Story that won? Would everybody have a stroke behind that? What is Willie Wilson did with? You understand what I'm saying? Willie Wilson don't even want to support black businesses. I know this for a fact because a black business person told me themselves. They asked him to back their business. And he said, I'm not interested. And you said it, Willie Wilson. The whole thing is this. Our people don't look at the track. And a lot of the generations under us, Martin, they're totally ignorant of how this thing goes. Anytime you vote a politician in the office in your community, it is your reasonable service to hold them accountable for what you want. This is why Evergreen can put Macy's Marketplace and they put up the smoke shop. You can't get past the Chamber of Commerce over there. Because you ain't going to come up over there saying, well, I'm going to sell my shoes. No, you won't. Not in Evergreen and Oakland. So the thing about it is that when our people start really, as you said, Martin, sticking together instead of arguing over 2 pieces of bubble gum and a piece of chicken, you don't get some answers. But a lot of our people, it was disappointing me that was with Dallas. I wanted to slap them because it's like, really? You are edging a racist to hate your own people just to work for them. And they know this, Martin. They know this. Where was Daley at? Where was Richard M. Daley? Nobody ain't seen that man since when he left the office. Where's Ron Emanuel? You don't hear nothing about these people anymore. So our folks they're not learned about what they're doing. And to see how you gonna bring what's his name? Paul Vallis to the African community to say, let me introduce you to some soul food. He don't want no soul food. How much you want to bet he talked about us? You know what I'm saying, Mike?
I hear you. I hear you. Well,
He don't care about us.
Dr. Sanders, let me hold you up for a minute. Let me just do this real quick. Listen, people, the proof is right here, right in front of you. I didn't make this up. I didn't write this. It was written in a Crusader newspaper article. Crusader wrote this. Now, I didn't hear no mainstream media talk about this nowhere on the map. And this is what I'm talking about, people. If you don't have the love of the people, you need to get out of that office. You need to get out of it. And I always tell y'all, politicians cater to two types of people: those who they most fear and those who bankroll them. All politicians. That's who they serve. That's who they serve. And I'm going to tell you, some of them same African-American politicians, some retired, some wasn't, some still presently in office, was telling us we too emotional, we don't know, you'll find out and all that. Hold it. So you telling me that you was really interested in the policies of Paul Vallis, or you was interested in the money that he was passing out to you or promised? Because according to this chart, some of you guys didn't receive the money until after the election. One, April the 5th, that was after the election, April the 5th. Some of y'all received some money on the same day of the election. Oh, that's when they reported it. Let me say that. People, this is real. Every alderman that's on this list, look at their ward. Look at their ward. It tells you something. The scripture said, you'll know the tree by the fruit it bears. It tells you something. They get down there in the city hall, skinning and grinning with the white folks. Figure we don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. We'll never find out. And I'm going to tell you something. If you got a friend or a wife that's loyal to you, you better cherish that person, because a real friend is not going to hurt you. A loving wife, a loving husband is not going to hurt you. Not going to do it. They're loyal to you. But these crooked politicians, they're not loyal to nothing but some money. That's it. And they need to be exposed. They are not representing the black community that they serve. Most of their community is predominantly black, most of them. What are we getting out the deal? Nothing. All we see is foreign-owned businesses in our community, thriving, and we blowing each other brains out. We robbing each other. We carjacking each other. And guess what? They're in our community getting that bag and sending their daughters to these Ivy League universities. And their sons and daughters coming out being our landlords, owning property. Come on, people. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You need to blame your aldermen. You need to blame them. They're allowing them to come in here. New gas station being built in your community. You have no parts of it. And you mad at the street vendor. You looking down at the street vendor, brother, that's selling socks on the 87 and Dan Ryan. You won't support him. But you sure enough get that money away to them foreigners and you'd be happy to do it too. They don't care nothing about you. They don't even respect black women. They don't care nothing about you. Well, you thinking you getting the Arab man because you sleep with him, he give you some free Pampers and stale milk, outdated milk and cheese. You think you getting over with them bootleg cigarettes he giving you, loose squares here, loose there. You going behind the counter and doing some sexual acts, and I'm not going to go into detail. Come on. Who's really being used? Who's really being taken advantage of? And all y'all gangbangers out there killing each other. Talking about this my block. You ain't got no investment on the block. The man that don't look like you, he robbing your community blind. All these overpriced goods that he's selling. Listen, people. We don't own no tire shops no more. No gas stations.
Nope.
Barely restaurants. Cleaners, they got all that. They got these corner stores. What is it? Black people can't do business? Listen, I'm going to tell you something. For all you intelligent people out there, if you can't solve your own problems, you're not considered being intelligent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look at all those college-educated people. We living from check to check. Here's a man that can't speak the language, Dr. Sanders. If he can't speak it, you know he can't write it. How is it he's outfoxing us, getting money in our own community? And we were born and raised, died, bled, shot,
killed. Let me tell you this. These foreigners, and let me help your listeners and your viewers, especially the ones who are 10 and 20 and 30 years younger than us, don't have any idea. When these foreigners come, they already have money. They come and they survey the lowest areas of troubled areas. Look at the Arab store, Marty. When have you ever found a 5-star Arab store? They get raggedy buildings, add a little touch to it, and they hook up with these produce, meat departments, and they know what they're doing. I'm telling you what I know, ain't what I heard. I asked one of them in Roseland if they would bring Bobby Brown's barbecue sauce in the community. I wanted to push the black of our people. Oh, well, I don't know. I said, well, you got our folk up in here. And if you remember, right there used to be what? On 63rd, the Arab store, whose brother owned the one on 130 Michigan, 130 Keys Drive. That was a family. They owned several stores on the south side and west side. And let me tell you something. My cousin and I used to work for them. And we didn't sell nothing. I was going to college. And I asked one of them, I said, so would you marry a black woman? They said, oh, no. They're only good enough to screw. We marry our own kind. I'll tell you what they said. I'm like, wow. And I left there real fast. You know why? Because he insulted our people. And they would give you cash. They know how to put money back on your debit card. They know how to put money back on your link card. They come here and they get educated. But they will not go to Hickory Hills. They won't go to Evergreen and Oakland and pull that. So they come to the lowest areas that they know they can get the drama. Telling you what I know. I ain't telling you what I heard. When have you seen a well-dressed Arab store? Store market. What do you see? You see what? You smell dust. You smell old meat. You smell old vegetables.
Mm-hmm. But guess
Hello,
what?
Martin, do you hear me?
I hear, but ain't nobody.
So
listen, hold on, sister. The Arabs ain't twisting their arm to go in there to buying. They going in there buying it anyway. That old hamburger meat been sitting in the warmer for 8 hours, and cheese. That old cheap cheese. Y'all going to buy, putting it on some Doritos. Old cancer Doritos. Ain't nothing but cancer. You get enough of them in your system, it's gonna cause cancer. I'm telling you. And listen, I'm telling you. Hold on, sister. And listen, the migrants over there in the Woodline, they ain't got no money. They're giving them money, but they're gonna listen. You give them another couple of years, they'll be having businesses in here. I'm telling you. And we're in black, our young people out there showing Tech 9s and Uzis and drums and switches online, killing each other. We can't go sit in the park, enjoy ourselves without them coming and shooting up each other. Listen, who's really running stuff, people? What's going on? Who's being played as a fool? Talk to me, somebody. Who's being played as a fool? Why you think these communities are not thriving? Because they're taking the money. They're taking the money. Listen, they already know just the black people. They don't let them know. We paid the alderman. He signed off for us, and he'll let us get the gas station. He'll let us get the dilapidated building, put a grocery store in it. Man, come on. I got a couple. Hold on, Dr. Sanders. Come on, 3962. What you got to say?
What's going on, man?
Let's talk to me.
Listen. And it's sad that our people don't understand how the politics of Chicago work. This guy was directly involved with the firing of 6,000 black teachers as the Black Teacher Caucus chair.
Brandon Johnson?
Now, I agree with you about the black politics. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I agree with you about these politicians. I'm not here to fight for them. I don't give a damn about them. But I'll say this to you, that you have the ear of the people, the regular grassroots people. Please, please, please get them ready for this mass immigration plan that Brandon is about to push. Okay?
Hey, let me say something, Mark. Mark, let me say something to you. It's not just the Democrats, it's the Republicans too as well. They both working on this, Mark. Listen,
yeah, I know Republicans in power.
They both working in it. And listen, I agree with you. It's not, listen,
I know Republicans in power in Chicago.
No, I know. Listen, Mark, what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. Who's bringing them here? Now, they're not taking these migrants back to the border. They bringing them to us, Sanctuary City. Go ahead.
No, that's bullshit.
Come on now. They're coming from Texas. That's a Republican state, Mark.
Okay.
Come on now, Mark. Tell the truth now. I'm gonna let you talk. Tell the truth.
Okay.
I mean, if you hit Brandon, you hit Brandon. Go ahead.
Our women and children.
Go ahead.
This is about us saving our women and children. Okay? When you look at New York, Florida, California, you see what they have done to our people. These are democratic cities where they brought immigrants in to replace us.
True.
Okay? Now, Brandon directly worked for those white racist Jewish progressives. He's nothing but a black face working on behalf of the white racist Jewish progressives that Lori was working for until she woke up and went against them.
Now,
right?
Yeah, let me say this, Mark, before you go on. Let me say, Mark, let me say this. To be real honest with you, we know ain't no Negro running in the city of Chicago but white folks. We know that. That we do know. So we can't deny that now. It's a black face. Now, I got to agree with you. And I tell people, because we don't own or control, operate nothing. And I always tell people, and I say it on here, I'm quite sure you was on here earlier. I said, it's two people who politicians cater to. The ones who they fear and the ones who bankroll them. They got to cater to them if they want to stay in office. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, so here's what I want y'all to go and research tonight. Matter of fact, you can do it right now. I want you to Google the Chicago New Americans Plan. Now listen to the name. Chicago New Americans Plan.
That's under Ron Emanuel. I know what you're talking about.
But Brandon is getting ready to expand it even bigger than Ron Emanuel did. He told you that he was going to do it when he said that he would call for a more robust Office of New Americans, that he would put more resources into the Office of New Americans. Now, I would urge you to do this because within 3 to 4 months, the people going to hate Brandon Johnson and just hope that they don't hate you because you helped guide them into this because you thought that he was going to do the right thing. But he's not of his own accord. They own him. The teachers union, these Jewish progressives own him. Make no mistake about it. The election is over, and I'm still giving you the truth of what's about to happen. When you look at the Chicago New Americans plan, it directly speaks to that they're going to give all jobs, contracts, housing, education resources to immigrants. There is no Office of Black Americans for our people. This Office of New Americans set up for immigrants is going to further move us out of position, move us out of these communities. Inglewood, where you from, they're gonna give it all over to Mexico. You see it coming already with Lopez being over there. The Mexicans and Mexicans and Chinese. You see it happening already. When you look at those buildings down King Drive, those are Asians that live in those buildings. All these Asians that are flooding to this sanctuary city, they live on King Drive. They took those buildings and they're about to flood them with even more Asians. Right across the street from what's the school? The trade school, the high school that was for trade, Dunbar.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mark, let me ask you a question.
So Brandon is
Mark, let me ask you a question. Now, with all this knowledge that you know, now, you know it, and I'm not falling out with you, disagreeing with you. What is their plan to do with black folks? That's what I want you to get into it. Now, you told us
move your ass up out of here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Did they do it in New York? Did they do it in California?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brandon is representing immigrants, white gays, white feminists. There is no plan for Black Americans unless y'all force him to put a black office in place and a black plan in place. And you're about to see it. About 3 months after him getting in office, you're going to see him looking out for those pastors who he just put on his transition team along with those white groups. And there's nothing going to be there for black people. No different than when Harold Washington got in power. He didn't do nothing for poor black people. All right? So we get so caught up on these feel-good moments, but there's no real resources. There is no Office of Black Americans. There is no Office of Reparations
for
our
Mark,
people.
Give us a solution then, brother. Give us a solution. Now, you telling us all these things. Give us a solution.
The solution is right now, we must start organizing and demand that he give us the Office of Black Americans, Office of Reparations, Office of Freedmen, whichever one we want to call it, that offers the same resources that he's about to give these immigrants and the gay community and the feminist community and all these other people, these old black politicians, these old pastors. Look, don't think because these politicians went against him that he's not putting them on the team and meeting with them. Don't you see that he has Kurt Dillard, one of the biggest Republicans in the state, a part of his transition team? Are y'all not paying attention to what this dude is doing? Don't be fooled by these unions. The unions hate black people. They'll help a few black people, but on a large scale, unions are anti-black people. So the solution must be that we demand an Office of Black Americans right now before he get in office. Because if you don't demand this Office of Black Americans, he is going to give all jobs, contracts, housing, education resources to all the immigrants, including those snake-ass Africans, the Mexicans, the Asians, they all together. They all the Indians, the Jews, they all are together under the Chicago New Americans plan. I got the proof. I can show you that they all came together in 2011, and they've been working together since 2011.
So you saying that we should mobilize and put pressure on the new Mary-elect for our resources, what we need.
Yes, there is no office of Black Americans. Please, 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 everybody in this room right now, in this on this feed, Google the Chicago New Americans plan. The Chicago New Americans plan. It's gonna blow y'all mind what y'all gonna read. They're directly telling you that they're about to do this.
I read that too. I remember that was under
They've
Randy.
been doing it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and so it started under Rahm Emanuel, who was a Jewish immigrant, and this guy Brandon is about to expand it. He said that the problem in Chicago is that we don't have a more robust Office of New America.
Okay.
He said he's going to put more resources into the immigration agenda, and so we must demand that he do the same for us. If
Mark,
you don't demand it, you're going to be yeah.
Mark, now you know Kathy. So Kathy said, so you really convinced Vallis wouldn't do all these things you say Brandon going to do? Was you that convinced that he wouldn't do it either? Come on
He had
now.
already made the commitment.
Come on.
He made the commitment that he would put the Office of Black Americans in place. One thing we can count on when it comes to these Irish in this city is that they've always stayed in Bridgeport. They've never tried to come in our neighborhoods and gentrify. But if you watch these Hispanics and all these other groups, they want our neighborhood. And Brandon is going to give them our neighborhood. Now, Kathy Dale knows better. She's old enough. She's been around. Her husband has a major PR firm. They've been right in the in crowd since Harold Washington. She knows what I'm talking about.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, Mark, why did we didn't demand this from Rahm Emanuel and Daley? What you saying?
Sir, so the thing is, you got to remember, I organized the march on Michigan Avenue when Laquan McDonald was killed. I brought Mays involved, and that's what then started bringing everybody else. Okay, so you saw me fighting Rahm Emanuel. I was no friend of Rahm Emanuel. Okay, so the thing now is let's not even beat the dead horse. Let's not even talk about the old administration with Lori or any of that. Let's talk right now. Let's start organizing right here and right now, because our people, the minute this guy called for legalizing immigrants to vote, we are going to get wiped the hell out. If you watch the New York, if it wasn't for the Republican Party that filed the suit against the New York mayor, he was getting ready to legalize 800,000 immigrants and let them vote. If you let them vote, then there would be no need for Black people voting base if you let illegal immigrants vote. They've already made them the workforce of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
They're expanding it. Brandon is about to expand it. This is a fact that he's doing this. He said it openly on Channel 7. And y'all act like y'all didn't hear what this dude said. Y'all blind to the fact because he's a Black guy. And that's what them Jews, they're notorious for taking a Black face and lulling y'all to sleep, because they know all y'all want is a ceremonial victory. Y'all didn't give him no agenda.
Let me just say this, Mark. Let me just say this. We've been trusting these white folks for 400 some years. What makes you think that Paul Vallis was going to do right by us? And listen, even though he put it on paper, but that don't mean that he was going to activate it.
White.
Yeah.
Both sides are white. One side is Irish, one side is Jewish. Brandon is not a Black mayor. Brandon is a progressive. Brandon is the face of the white racist union. Now, let me go back to this point again, because just in case y'all missed it. Brandon, Carol, and Karen Lewis, mainly, along with Jackson Potter. Do you know who Jackson Potter is?
No, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So Jackson Potter's mother is the fake ass lawyer that filed the fake ass lawsuit.
Hold on, Mark. Mark, hold on 1 second. I need to address something real quick. Miss Carolyn Coleman, first of all, it ain't that I don't want to hear the truth. If I didn't want to hear what he got to say, he wouldn't be talking. I got a hang up button. I can hang up. So you can go on. You can miss me with that. Or go to another site.
No, you don't have to go back and forth with her, bro. Don't go back and forth.
No, I just want to say that. You tell me what I don't want to hear. No. I'm allowing you to talk. I'm not,
No. Yeah. Listen, bro. This is for us, whether we went with whichever side we went with, okay? Whichever side we went with, this is about us now. And what I'm giving y'all is real information on what's about to happen. Ceremonial victory is nothing without an agenda and resources. All right? So now when you look at what's happening right now, let me go back to it. It was Brandon Johnson, who was the Black Teacher Caucus chair, that looked the other way while they fired the 6,000 Black teachers. He was their representative. He was supposed to be speaking up for them. He was working for the teachers union. He was also part of CORE. CORE was headed up by Jackson Potter. Jackson Potter is a white racist Jew. He's Brandon's handler. He tells Brandon what to do. Jackson Potter, remember that name. His mother was the lawyer that filed the lawsuit that supposedly got those teachers their jobs back, which she never did. She took a settlement for $9.5 million that she took over half of the money, about $4.5 million of the dollars, and only gave $12,000 a piece to each one of those teachers 10 years after she filed the lawsuit. Karen Lewis went down to Springfield and crossed the Black teachers and Black children with Senate Bill 7. Brandon Johnson was with her when she did it, along with Jackson Potter, along with Jesse Sharkey, along with Stacey Davis Yates. Don't be fooled by these people just because they're Black.
Oh, we know.
With the bullshit.
Well, you know what, Mark? Well, listen, I'm you know how I stand anyway. I know who's really running things. Ain't no Black man running nothing. I know that. I mean, it just, like you said, just a ceremony victory, to see a Black man in the face. But we know at the end of the day who's calling the shots and who's running everything. I know that. I ain't fool enough to know that. But let me tell you that. But hold on.
All we have to do is rise up.
Hey, Mark, let me just say this, brother. I ain't beholden to no politician. I haven't took nothing from none of these politicians. The same way I can go hard for them, I can go at them too when they ain't doing the right thing. But go ahead.
No, it's nothing wrong for you with you getting paid for the work that you do.
Right.
Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. And I think we need to stop saying this stuff, speaking as if you do work for a political party or a candidate that you shouldn't get paid. There's nothing wrong with you getting paid. There's nothing wrong with nobody getting paid for work that they do. But what is wrong is when we look the other way for the money and not speak up for our Black women and children mainly, and for Black people in general. That's the problem that I have. And make no mistake about it, I would protest any goddamn body. I don't give a fuck who you are. Okay? So, and you'd have seen me do that. You'd have seen me protest all of them. And so what Brandon is doing and what he's already done by letting those Black teachers lose their jobs, by looking the other way and helping them close those schools down under Karen Lewis, it's a slap in the face. And if he don't do the right thing, I'm telling you, with every fiber in my being, I'm gonna protest his ass for the next 4 years. And I don't give a damn if he don't never like me.
Well, Martin, let me
go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Sanders.
If you can, because I'm like this, we already got a argument, taking up stuff on the bed and all that kind of stuff. Let me say this, and I'm the book. Get Brandon Johnson on and let him respond, because
Bring his ass in front of me, and I'll show you what he's about.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to. What I'm feeling is you want him shot and killed and dead because of a policy. That's what I'm hearing. That's how you present it. What I'm saying is, Martin, bring Brandon Johnson.
You see the kind of stuff you'll say out of your mouth. Did I say one time I want to see shot and dead?
So you're not. I don't argue with men, and I don't do men too well.
Okay, well, don't say things like that while I'm speaking.
No, but you're saying, but this is how you're ditching it. Now, I work with people.
No, that's the way you taking it.
Telling you,
that's the snake that you have in you that makes you say something like that.
Let's kill him right now. Because what I'm hearing is destroy him before he get in office. What I'm asking Mark to do, and don't cut me out, because I don't curse. I don't. Respect me. I'm not cursing it.
And you respect me.
And I don't like to end up cursing a woman that you never even met. You don't even know me. Martin, bring him on the show. I'm looking at what this man is talking about. I'm looking. I researched. So I'm looking at this 50-something page document. I'm looking at who Jackson Potter is. And the best way to solve this is to bring him on your show and address that. Send it to his email. Have him to express and explain. Because gossip forms wars, and wars get people killed. The man is not.
I'm speaking facts. I ain't gossip.
Oh, let her talk.
You're not gonna propagandize.
Mark,
you're not gonna push no propaganda against me.
Mark, let her talk. Let her talk. Let her talk. Let her talk.
What I'm saying is bring the name. He asked like he would fight me.
Your phone, hey, Dr. Sandy, your phone's kind of breaking up too. I don't know what's going on.
What I'm saying is that bring him on your show professionally.
Okay.
And ask him questions. See, that way you can get what he said, what's being said that he's doing and he's going to do.
Hey, Mark, turn your
phone.
Hold on, Dr. Sandy. I hear echo. Somebody, y'all put y'all phone on mute. Y'all still can listen because I hear echo. It's messing with me. I'm trying to get all this in. I want to hear everybody's side. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Sanders. Go ahead.
I'm looking at it right now. And you bring it out. I mean, I'm kind of skim through it to see what the other person is saying. The Chicago New Americans Plan, Building a Thriving and Welcoming City. I'm looking at it. For those of you all, it says weglobalnetwork.org. Read it. Bring Brandon on the show. Ask Brandon his opinion, his views, and what's being said. And see, that way, if you hear what he has to say, and if something don't sound right, then you can challenge him professionally without trying to crucify him to the cross. It's good to do that. If we as a people could learn how to do that, without the aggression of killing somebody, we can get somewhere. So bring him on your show as you did before. Question what this is saying. Reading is fundamental. I see a lot of things on here. I see a lot of different cultures on here, especially the Swedish American. I see Africans. I see quite an introduction that I'm looking at, that I'm viewing. What they're trying to do with immigrant-owned businesses, children of migrants. I'm looking at it. I'm reading it. So I would know. But I will not allow the disrespect to be given to someone we just now trying to get to know. I know that he's in my denomination and all that, and he may be one thing in church, but he could be something different in politician. I'm not going to go upside his head and say, well, I heard, and I'm going to slap you because I heard that. I'm not going to do that to him. We're trying to build something here. So for those of you that heard the man on the phone, Look at it. Just read it. Take time and read it. I'm going to print it out. I might see him next week. I don't know if he'll come to the meeting or not, but I will see. Hopefully, I'll see him next week. But I'm sick of violence. We got to be able to handle our conversations about inquiries, about things that we need to know. I'm looking at the polls of the entrepreneurs of 100,000 people from 2008 to 2010, from Los Angeles all the way down to the East Coast, Philadelphia. Chicago is 290. So there's a lot going on with immigration because it's, in school with CPS that I work for, I see a lot of different things happening with the students that are coming in to our in our neighborhood. I'm seeing how the immigrants at the other schools that's in Woodlawn. I'm seeing them every day now. I'm seeing them every day. So bring Brandon on the show. Present these questions to him. They do have the list of Chicago's immigrant business corridors. They got Little Village, West Ridge, Rogers Park, Albany, Pilsen, Lincoln Square, Portage Park, Beverly, Bridgeport, Little Vietnam, Chinatown, Little Italy, Avondale, Urban Park, Greektown, and North Park. They got how many licenses are issued. These are things we have to read. So for those of you that have heard the gentleman on the phone, read the document first. And then bring them on, Martin. That settles all of this.
Okay.
Because I've been hearing folks say, kill Brandon, hurt him, act without him. Sick of hearing that.
No.
Look, stop with your propaganda, man.
Now, Dr. Sanders.
Don't insult
let me get it. Dr.
me
Sanders. Dr. Sanders.
So that's
I don't give a fuck about you being no woman. You can't play that woman shit.
Dr. Sanders, hold on. Let me handle this, Mark. I'm gonna handle this right now. He didn't say kill Brandon. He didn't say that. Now he didn't say that out of his mouth. So I don't want to put that on him. I want to, I don't want to do that. He did not say kill Brandon. He did not say that. He did not say that. So everything is on tape.
Hey, bro. Let me say this to you, brother.
Go ahead.
Let me say this to you, brother. Because I want her to be very clear on this right here. I don't give a damn about no Masons, Easter Star, sorority, fraternity members. Y'all don't call no shots over us. We don't care nothing about none of that stuff. We know that y'all work for CPS. Y'all look the other way while kids were failing at 30%. As long as y'all got y'all checks, y'all didn't say nothing. So you shouldn't have. You should be ashamed to say you work for CPS. When children were passing at 30%, and y'all had nothing to say.
First of all, let me be clear.
Hold it. Y'all wait.
You
Doc
don't know my position.
Go ahead, Doc.
You don't know my position as this. I work for them. You don't know if I work in HR. You don't know if I work in Saudi. But what I'm saying is that the way that you're coming, the way that you're presenting it.
I'm coming like a black man. I know being black man.
It's not about a black man. It's not about a black man. What I'm saying, I don't argue with my grandchildren are 38 years old. I don't argue. I don't. Let me say something to you. I work with special ed students. I see a lot more on the inside than you all would ever see when it comes to working with students that are in cluster programs. I see a lot more. And if you ever heard me speak about CPS and some of the things that I don't like, maybe you need to check out Martin's other programs. Because you don't know exactly what I think. There are a lot of things that I see, especially with IEP, that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. I deal with children that are special needs, special ed. I dealt with kids that would come and tell you in your face that their parents will blow your freaking brains out. I can go there because I'm in the building. I don't go by hearsay. So the thing of it is that I'm printing out this 52-page document. Nobody cares about whose position is what. Nobody's challenging you being a man. What I'm saying is that the presentation that you are, what I'm getting, and I have a right to say, well, I feel like you want him dead because of how you're bringing it, how you're doing. I'm like, the man not even in office and he already condemned. If people miss that he said something.
See, you just meeting him. You just finding out about him.
I didn't.
He didn't just come on the scene when he ran for mayor. He's been around for damn near 20 years.
It's my bedtime, man.
Okay.
I got to deal with kids tomorrow. I ain't got time to deal with no love.
All right.
They would get an F in my class. They would.
Oh, all right. Well, y'all two hold it. Let me hold it. Just hold it. Let me go to another person. A contradiction. Come on, Erica. I got Erica on here. You know Erica gonna go in. Come on, Erica. What you got to say? Come on.
About to go in, Mark.
Hey, Erica, hold on. Before you go, Erica, let me play it before you go. No, not that. Go ahead, Erica. Go ahead, Erica.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead.
womp 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 sound effect
Go
for
ahead.
what Mark Carter was saying, and
Oh, he's still here. Go ahead.
the Dr. Sanders disrespect ain't gonna be tolerated. But one thing that I wanted to say.
Come on, get to the point, man. Come on.
Ooh, I'm trying to stay calm, Martin.
Okay, well, stay calm.
So,
stay calm.
Mark Carter, you don't sound like a quote unquote black man. What you sound like is not a black man who wants to end white supremacy. You sound like a black man who's jealous. Because talk about Jewish people, talk about immigrants, talk about that's the same crap Nazis say. Like that's Nazi talking point. And if it's the only thing that a Nazi hates more than a Jew is a Negro. What we are not gonna win nothing by adopting the same talking point as those who want to kill us. What's going to happen and what they are trying to do, white supremacists in this country are losing power left and right with Brandon Johnson's election, with what happened in Tennessee with the Tennessee 3. White supremacists are losing power and they're scared. And so what they're currently doing is they are trying to convince black people of all people to join their talking points and their side with the false promise that if we do what they do and if we side with the way they see the world, we're going to benefit. When they're actually just using us because we do have tremendous voting power. We have tremendous power that we don't always tap into. And they know that. And what we're missing here, Chicago is a perfect example. Chicago history. One of the most powerful movements that ever happened in this country happened in Chicago. And it was with Fred Hampton and the Black Panthers. Fred Hampton, at 21 years old, made a rainbow coalition with the Young Lords, with the Latino gang and over there in Humboldt Park, with the white, what is it called? The Young Patriots, which was called Hillbilly Harlem and Uptown, which was a bunch of white folks that defected from down south. They had Confederate flags and all. But want to know what they all had in common? We was treated like crap. Just like the migrants is treated like crap. And he coalesced that coalition based on who the real enemy was. See, what y'all don't understand, there's a difference between Jewish people in general and white supremacists. Now, are there white supremacists amongst Jewish people? Absolutely. But here's what's happening. The white supremacists themselves are framing Jewish people. They're framing them for a crime they're actually committing because the Jewish community is their competition for power. They want another Holocaust if they got anything to say about it. And they got the nerve to try to get black people of all people to side with them. And what's happening with the Latino community, if y'all notice, is just like with the Irish and the Germans and the Italians. When they first came here, they was ostracized. Nobody wanted them. But what the Jewish and the Germans, the Italians figured out was that if they join in with the oppression of another group of people, which happens to always be black people, they could earn whiteness. They could earn it. And so they did. And guess what? To this day, they consider white. They did it by oppressing us. And so now what you see in the Latino community, the way that they're voting more Republican, they're voting for Trump, the Cubans in Miami, all of that, is they are trying to take the same playbook. If we help oppress these black people, and even some of our own people who are immigrants, because some of them don't even like other immigrants, then we can earn our whiteness. But here's the problem. Black people are
Erica,
learning on this for the
Erica.
same thing.
Erica, let him say something real quick. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead. I don't got to let him defend himself. Go ahead.
So you just said something about white supremacy. First of all, ain't nothing supreme about no white people. They're the bottom feeders
Never
of
said they
humanity.
was supreme.
Okay, they're Neanderthals. So I don't look up to no white people. You'll never hear me say out of my mouth that they're supreme on any level. I don't care nothing about no white folks. Okay, I don't care if they're German, Irish, Italian, Jews. I don't care about no white people. So don't get it twisted with me. I ain't no conservative or no damn liberal, but both sides are white, and both sides are anti-us. Now those liberal talking points and progressive talking points you coming with, you got to write somebody if you're speaking to while you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. Now, come straight with me because I understand the white feminist rhetoric. I understand the white LGBT rhetoric. I understand the immigrant rhetoric. I understand that immigrant supremacy is alive and well in these black cities across the country. And all you have to do is look up what they call Cities for Action, where 200 mayors and county executives, even in these black cities, these black American mayors have partnered with these white racist Jews to get rid of black people like they did in California. And I'm not going to sit back as a man and wait for them to do it. So when you talk about white supremacy, ain't nothing supreme about no white people. So talking about white supremacy talking points.
Let me
finish. Okay?
Hold it.
Okay.
See, listen, the next outburst I get, I'm gonna hang up on you. I know who's doing that. So listen, this is a different type of topic today. I'm trying to get everybody. Listen. I got two more other people on it. Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
So I'll end by saying this. Here's the question I want to ask the sister. Name 5 white Republicans in Chicago that's in power.
Is that the question?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we pay attention in Chicago, it is political suicide to outwardly, and Paul Vallis experienced this, admit that you're a Republican. Because the truth is, in Chicago, we got plenty of Republicans, but they done got smart enough to know not to call themselves one. So please don't be persuaded by somebody outwardly admitting they're a Republican when they think just like one, when they legislate just like one, when their ideology is just like one. In the city of Chicago, it's not like down south. Ain't nobody gonna openly admit they're Republican. Paul Vallis spent his entire campaign trying to deny a whole recorded video of him admitting that he was more of a Republican on tape. It's not politically smart in Chicago to admit you're a Republican.
Let me say this.
So it don't mean we ain't got none. It just means that they not.
Okay, let me say this because you ain't doing no pushing those liberal talking points, those white Jew liberal talking points, and I recognize what you're doing. So let me say it this way. 75 years, Chicago has been Democrat. Unemployment, poverty, crime, bad schools have been at an all-time high under the Democratic Party and this liberal agenda, these progressives. And for you all to look the other way as if it's not happening at the hand of these Democrats because you care more about women's rights, and you care more about LGBT rights, you care more about immigrant rights, you care more about this phony Pan-Africanism coming from these fake-ass Pan-Africanists like Conrad Worrell before he died, like the rest of them within Cobra that are right here in this city, but they won't even be paying Chicago. They won't even be paying their families. They won't even be paying these black neighborhoods that have starved and suffered while they made money on all these years. But the jig is up. The days are over where you Masons, Easter Star, sorority fraternity members call shots, you know what I'm saying, and we don't speak up. That's why I just led the protest against them downtown when they came down and marching against those children. But John Hanna, one of the main ones, built a damn church out there, and he put no black people to work. With all the money that them black people put in that church, he had a goddamn all Mexicans out there building the church. Looked like he was building the world's largest Taco Bell out there. I have no respect for that. and I don't give a damn about him being no pastor. I don't care nothing about
here's the thing,
these
Mr. Mark.
stars.
Here's
And
the thing,
last
Mr.
but
Mark.
not least,
Here's the
these
thing.
sorority and fraternity members that failed black children since Brown versus Board of Education. The hell with y'all. Damn, I ain't gonna say y'all because I don't know what you are, but the hell with that.
Okay.
Go ahead,
So
Erica.
here's the thing. You are loud and wrong, unfortunately. And I get your frustration. One thing
Tell me what I'm wrong about.
I agree with you, Mark.
No, don't say I'm wrong. Tell me what I'm wrong about.
First, let me tell you where I agree with you. What I agree with you on is the fact that black people need specifics that are directed to our community. You're absolutely right about that.
No,
I'm not
tell
gonna
me
argue
what
with
I'm
you on
wrong
that.
about. Because you don't accuse people of
because
something
you're
that don't
right.
have the facts.
Okay, because I want to establish this. We don't disagree on everything. So I'm not saying that black people do not need specific agendas. I'm not saying that black people don't find ourselves last in the bucket all the time. You're right about that. And the frustration that comes from that is real. I'm not going to gaslight you on that. But at the same time, that anger is a tool, right? That anger is something that everybody wants.
No. It's not anger. It's a strong black man.
The white supremacists.
Not anger.
Let me finish, Mark. Let me finish.
Tell him where he was wrong at, Erica.
That anger we feel that's legit. That anger that we feel that's legitimate is something that everybody wants to tap into for their purposes. The white supremacists want it. Everybody want it. But here's the difference. We have a whole revolutionary history as black people to guide us. And here's the thing that you're wrong about, Mark. And this is what you don't understand they actually fear. See, they don't fear immigrants coming into our communities because, as you said, they're bringing them in droves, right? They don't fear them getting voting rights because the assumption is that if they get voting rights, they are going to be just as anti-black as any other race. They're going to vote against our interests, which is the current trajectory. And that's probably correct assumption, which justifies your feelings. However, here's where we're missing it. What they actually fear and don't see coming because of this rhetoric that you spouting is us actually using our revolutionary history and power to bring those people on our side because they getting beat down the same way we getting beat down. We got more in common right now. Before they get interjected into the white supremacist system of this country, right now, while they being treated like crap, right now, why nobody don't want them, right now, why they being ostracized, they actually got more in common with the black people than they do with the freaking white people who want to use them later to be against us. And if we were smart, we would do the one thing that the system fears. The one thing that got Fred Hampton murdered at 21 because he dared to do it. Getting them on our side. See, that's what they don't see coming. That's what they don't want. That would be
the
biggest
nowhere in the country where they have been on the side of black people. You can't show me nowhere in the country.
You can't do that calling them tacos, Mark.
They've been on the side of black people.
That can't be accomplished if we calling them tacos and calling them all kind of names and speaking the same white supremacists. That's what they want us to do. They don't never want to see that kind of coalition ever again. When Fred Hampton did that, he became an enemy
well,
of
I tell you what, go and attempt to pull it together then, since you believe in it. Since you believe that they believe in that, I want you to go and see if you can make that happen. Now, under the Chicago New Americans plan, which I know you haven't read, because under Chicago New Americans plan, which I know you haven't read, because if you read it, you will see that Africans, Mexicans, Jews, Indians, and all the other, the Polish whites, all of them have come together under the Chicago New Americans plan. And they have been working together since 2011, right here in Chicago. This is where the first plan was hatched under Rahm Emanuel after he left Washington, D.C. with Barack Obama. This was in 2011 when he first put it in place. In 2014, Barack Obama called 47 mayors to Washington, D.C. and formed the Task Force for New Americans. By 2018, 200 mayors and county executives have met to form Cities for Action to fight on behalf of immigrants. So all this what you talking about, this coalition between them, they had plenty of time if they want to join and be on what you're talking about. You can't show me nowhere in the country what you're speaking of is happening. But what I can show you is from New York to Florida to California to Minneapolis, Minnesota to Columbus, Ohio, that immigrants have been working and replacing Black people. This is a fact that this has been happening under the Democratic Party.
So here's Mark. Let me tell you where that's happened in the country. It's happened in Chicago, Illinois in the year 2023. You want to know how I know? It's because in my generation, when I was out there canvassing, doing work for Brandon Johnson, and Brandon Johnson was up there saying Black in front of a crowd of thousands of people, that Black liberation is everybody's liberation in front of all these different races, and they was down for it. You want to know who was out there with me? It was undocumented, my age, was out there canvassing, and they butts can't even vote. They can't even vote. And they was out there helping us to get liberation. And I said to myself, why would you help us? Why would you help get a Black man? Why would you help? You're young. You can't even vote. And they said, because I feel more of a connection with what you're going through than I feel with the police and all of the stuff they saying on the Paul Vallis side. Because you got to understand something. ICE, immigration enforcement, that be locking up their parents and deporting their parents, is the cousins of the police that be brutalizing us. See, Fred Hampton tapped into that connection. And he educated the population to realize you got more common to us than you do to these white people that's trying to gain your support against us. You got more in common with us. Because when the police come whoop our behinds in the hood, that's the same cousins of ICE that gonna deport your daddy. And they be like, dang, you know what? That's why it took young people. Because see, the older generation so caught up in fighting over pieces of the pie. See, the mindset that rights is like pie and it ain't enough for everybody is only something being taught to us because they don't want us to storm the pie factory, yo. They making us fight over one piece of pie. Like it ain't enough rights to go around for everybody. Ain't enough rights for
Let me say this to Mark. Let me say this to Mark.
Go ahead.
Not enough.
Go ahead, Mark.
Meanwhile, they got the whole pie factory.
Hold on, Erica. Let's see what he got to say. Go ahead, Mark.
Let me say this to you, Mark. And I applaud the ambition of our young generation. But since 1969, December 4th, when Fred Hampton and Mark Clark was killed, there has been no Black and brown coalition. See, I happen to live in North Lawndale. And North Lawndale used to be called Lawndale. It was the Mexicans that demanded that Lawndale be split in two and called South Lawndale and North Lawndale. Now, you don't know who those Mexicans are because you never lived around them. But see, Farragut High School told us all who they are and what they own, which is the same thing that they are owned in California, where they burn Black people out, where they kill Black women and children. Okay, and you can fall for that Black and brown coalition, that people of color, that minority talk. But I'm here as your big brother, as your possibly the father generation, to be that that voice and that knowledge that you got a piece of it, but there's a whole lot that you don't have. And if you watch it during the George Floyd riot, you remember it was Alderman Lopez. You remember Martin?
Yeah.
Alderman Lopez.
I remember. I know you going.
Told Lori Lightfoot, the Chinese lady. He told him that it was the wrong move to make to give them Latin Kings that money through the Metropolitan Family Services, which they funneled to the Latin Kings, who then used the money to organize against the young Black children. And they killed a Black man protecting his sister and her children. They shot at young Black children. See, we ain't fooled by no damn Mexicans.
Mm.
And please don't say that white supremacist stuff to me, because I don't care about no white people. Period. No white people. I don't take no marching orders from the white people. I am the superior and they are the inferior. Okay? You are the superior and they are the inferior.
Yeah,
okay?
and this is the thing. I want to make it clear when I say
as a matter of fact, if you watch again, I organized the March on Michigan. I personally organized the March on Michigan for Laquan McDonald. Okay,
There's
I
a lot of
personally
us,
did it.
yeah.
I brought Mays Jackson to the table. Okay, make no mistake about it. And then everybody else came behind it. BYP 100, organized out of the University of Chicago, the most dangerous university on the face of the planet, started by the Rockefellers, took those young black sisters, radicalized them, and started BYP 100, sent them to the street, and almost got them hurt out here. While Barbara Ransby, Kathy Cohen, which Barbara Ransby sits on the transition team for this boy Brandon Johnson, Barbara Ransby, Kathy Cohen, Angela Davis, all of them radicalized those little girls and almost got them hurt, sending them to the street, in which we had to stand up and stand in for them. And as a matter of fact, the little sister that they sent out there and told her she was a leader, that's how she got her teeth knocked out down there when they were taking that statue down. Because those old black women behind the scenes, those old lesbians behind the scenes, radicalized them and told them that women gonna lead the charge. How the hell women gonna lead the charge against them racist race soldiers downtown? Them white boys that don't give a damn about you being young, don't give a damn about you being female. And that little sister got her teeth knocked out of her mouth.
Miracle.
See,
Yeah.
please, with everything in me, listen to what I'm saying.
I'm referring
Listen to 25
let me
years.
you
of this
just talk,
shit, you know
Mark.
what I'm
Let
saying?
me talk now.
200
You just talk, and I listen. What I'm saying, when I refer to white supremacy, I'm referring to a false ideology. But it is an ideology that has spanned the globe nonetheless. So let me make that very clear. I'm not saying that white people are actually supreme. I'm referring to an ideology that is false, but has perpetuated itself across the globe that's killing us. So let me make that clear. Secondly, when you talk about, these black lesbians and these black whatever that radicalize these young girls, well, you guess what? You know what? We are a radicalized generation. You talking about Angela Davis? You talking about damn Angela Davis? It is Angela Davis's job to radicalize the next generation. Are you serious? That's her damn job. And when you say, y'all stood in front to protect us, no, y'all, what it is that y'all should have been radicalizing these boys, these young men who don't want to bust a grape, so that it wasn't us young women out there by ourselves. That's what needed to happen. There should have been young men even more radical than us, just like the Black Panther era. There were some badass women in the Black Panthers, don't get me wrong. But the men, they was radical. They was radicalized. And so it's not that the women can't be radicalized, but what y'all needed to be doing was radicalizing these young men so we wasn't out there alone, not trying to stop us, but adding to our troops with young men. And then secondly, the other thing I wanted to cover was that what y'all not understanding is that there is a new generation rising up, y'all. It just is what it is. And we do not see each other as enemies. We, like, and the experiences you just said, Mark, are real. All the things you've seen in your lifespan are real. And they have literally led you to the ideology and the beliefs you have today. But understand that same way what you went through when you was young made you who you are today and what you believe is the same thing that's going to lead to my generation of immigrants, women, black, white. We the kids of these people. And our experiences are going to cause us to have certain beliefs as well, because our experiences are real. And our experiences is fighting alongside each other. Our experiences is being on the front lines together. Our experiences for the immigrants my age is the black people was there when they was trying to deport their family members. We was at the airport. We was trying to get their family members free from custody. And then our experiences, the immigrant kids that can't even vote, was there on the front lines when Laquan got shot. When we get brutalized, they show up. That's our lived experience. It may not be the same as yours with their mamas and daddies, but most of them don't even F with their mamas and daddies because they so damn racist.
All right.
They can't even have a good Thanksgiving dinner with their mamas and daddies.
Let me go to
so understand it's a different experience that's just as deep as yours.
Let me go to the next caller. Hold it right there, Mark. Let me go to the next caller. Okay. All right. This is the person was screaming and doing all the screaming. You better have something good to say too. 0900. Go ahead. You better have something good to say. Oh, I'm hanging up on you. I'm hanging up on you. Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for 45 minutes.
Listen, you got to wait. You just got to wait. Listen, I got somebody been waiting longer than you, and they still on the line. Go ahead, talk. You better.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you tag your. Now I want to see what you got to say. Come on.
Okay. Now, first of all, that's what I want to say, because I was listening to Mark, and I agree with Mark. I don't know if he's still on the line.
Well, what you agree with Mark about? About what? About what?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay, come on. All right.
I agree with Mark when he said, when he was talking about how, see, I've done this song so long, Martin, you made me forget, but I'm trying to remember now.
Okay. I'll give you a little time. Go ahead.
And okay, when he was talking about the immigrants, and they are only here, they are only bringing the immigrants here because the Democrats see that they are losing somewhat of the black vote, and so their plan is to bring the immigrants here. When they give them everything, they're gonna buy their vote, and essentially they're gonna stop all this pandering to the black community, and they're gonna be catering to the Hispanic community and these not just the Hispanics, but just the immigrants. And so right now, yeah, it's like, Black Lives Matter and police brutality. But once enough immigrants are over here to outnumber the black vote in majority, because they know that they bring these people over here, they're overwhelmingly going to go out and vote. Whereas like us, we don't get out and vote most of the time. And so that's the plan. And as I mentioned before, it sounds like this guy, Mark, he sounds exactly like he's been listening to this show that I mentioned on your show before, Martin. It's a black YouTuber. His name is Jason Black, and he runs 2 YouTube channels. So one is called The Black Authority. I recommend people listen to the video. And you know what, Martin, he actually made a video about Brandon Johnson. I'm sorry, he actually made a video about Paul Vallas. Now, I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I often listen to his shows, and he's very educated. He knows what he's talking about now. And I will say, his videos are not for the people who got the attention span of a hamster. Okay, his videos sometimes be like 3-4 hours long. So in like his live streams, he only do live streams, and so he really knows what he's talking about. He talks about all politics and Black Agenda, B1, all this stuff. And you know what he said, Mark? You know what else I agree with Mark on?
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, just because somebody is black, don't mean that they had your best interest at heart. And this is what, and I know you always say this, Martin. You always say, well, white people vote based on skin color. But I can tell you that when Stacey Abrams down in Georgia, a lot of her supporters were white women and men, but overwhelmingly white women, and she is a black woman. So these are liberals, progressives. So I'm not gonna always say that white people vote based on skin color, because her opponent was a white man. I believe he was a white man. But Stacey Abrams, I don't know if you're familiar with Stacey Abrams. She lost, but a lot of her support. She ran 2 times. A lot of her support was coming from white people.
Well, let me say this. Let me tell you, whether they black or white, well, we know ain't no black man or no black woman gonna run that in this country. No way. And I'll say it publicly. I know Brandon Johnson is not going to run the city of Chicago. Come on now. I know better than that. I do know that. And I always say publicly, and I'm saying it again, and I said it, Mark heard me, I said it, and I'll repeat it, that politicians cater to people who they most fear and the ones who bankroll them. That's it. You can't get around that. There's not too many politicians out here that have their own money. Don't have to answer to nobody. Not too many of them out here. Ain't too many J.B. Pritzkers out here.
But see, Mark, that is because they've been in office and they didn't create millionaires the way these whites did. Mm-hmm. It's not that this stuff is just white. It's the fact that they created millionaires, and those millionaires give back to their campaign. So I'm not here to cape for these damn black politicians. I don't give a damn about that. I don't give a damn about no white people. I don't care about these black politicians. I don't give a damn about no Masons, Easter Scouts, sorority fraternity members that's been working side of this oppressive government here in Chicago, and I'm speaking specifically to Chicago now. And I'm talking to a specific group of people that has worked alongside, has worked with these white racist Jews in this city against the interests of us. You know what I mean? That look just like us. They can't play woman with me. They can't play old with me. They can't play I don't give a fuck if they my brother. I don't care if they the pastor. I'm telling you, 25 years of watching what's going on, these people have logged out people to sleep, and they think that they're about to do it again because they took and put a black face in there. Now, I'm gonna say this to you. If he does the right thing, he got me on board with him. If he doesn't do the right thing, everywhere he go and every chance I get, I'm gonna protest his ass. Okay? And he can call the police. He can have me locked up. I've been to jail 200 times in this movement over the last 25 years. I've been locked up 200 times. Make no mistake about it. And so I know what's going on. This is not from guessing. This is not just talk. I'm telling you factual. I'm telling you from the book of facts of what I've watched in 25 years, nothing that these white people have done to us in this city did they not have the black Masons of Eastern Star sorority fraternity members working with them. They've been working with them all the time, failing our children. Most of the school teachers since Brown versus Board of Education in Chicago were AKAs in Delta. The AKA headquarters is right in Chicago, next to the University of Chicago. So I don't want to hear nothing about none of that. You know what I mean? They black. No, they Greek. They pushing that Greek agenda. They pushing that black Greek stuff that they push, and they don't care what happens to the rest of us. Okay? They don't care what happens to even members of their organization if you're not in higher up. So the thing now is, it's time that we rise up and we speak up.
I'll let you go, Erica.
We rise up, we speak up, we represent ourselves. We demand, if you're going to have an office of New Americans for immigrants, you're going to have an office for Black Americans. Or we're going to give that nigga hell. I don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying, who people think he is. I don't care what love affair that they have with him. I know what he's about. I didn't just meet him when he ran for office. I told you all way back then, as the Black Teacher Caucus chair under CORE, he, working for the teachers union, let 6,000 Black teachers be fired. Okay, he was a school teacher at Westinghouse High School when my daughter went to Westinghouse High School. I know who he is. The lady who became the CEO of Chicago Public Schools, she was the principal of the school. So I've been knowing who they are. We were the ones that organized against Renaissance 2010 when the first 100 schools were being closed under Mayor Daley. Okay, and what people don't know about Paul Vallas, he didn't close those schools. It was Ernie Duncan and the CTU, along with Brandon Johnson, and they got together and looked the other way and closed the school.
Okay, Erica, go ahead, Erica.
Paul Vallas challenged them.
Yeah, I wanted to say, I'm listening to the whole conversation, and Martin, the original topic of the show is just so profound that you brought up, because it's mirroring this current conversation. When you talked about the sellout of the Black aldermen and the Black electeds, and like how they acted like they was really into Paul Vallas, but it was really about the money, and they was over here using rhetoric to the Black community to get us to go with the white man that don't have to mean us no good. So This mirrors the very same thing that's happening on a larger scale for Black people right now. The stuff that Mark Carter believes, and no disrespect to you, Mark, but you are no different than the Black people who bought into that type of stuff. There is an actual plot and plan, y'all, to get us to side with white supremacy, from sellouts to informants. That's how they broke up our movement. And I know it don't make sense to y'all, but I'm going to tell y'all, Mark, you made a prediction about what's going to happen, but let me make a prediction about what's going to happen. See, what's going to happen is there's a generation right now that's like a sleeping giant. We don't vote like we should, I'll admit. We don't show up like we should at the polls, I'll admit. But it's about to happen. And we outnumber all the other generations combined. Now, here's what's going to happen. Here's my prediction. We are going to be a different type of generation, where when you hurt Black people, the immigrants, Latinos, the LGBTQ, the women, whatever, is going to stand up. It ain't their issue, quote unquote, but they're going to come in droves. and we gonna all deal with you. When they attack the immigrants and they parents, we gonna all stand up together. And they not gonna know what to do. They're gonna be like, what's going on? All of y'all are gonna be so shocked and flustered and confused. And you wanna know what they did to Fred Hampton when he did the Rainbow Coalition? The only way that they had to try to defeat that type of level of power was exactly what's happening now. They sent informants, they sent infiltrators, and you know what they did? They will whisper to the Black Panthers, you know the Latinos don't like you. You know the Latinos on bullshit. And then they would go whisper to the white, the young patriots, the white people, hey, you know those are Negroes and you're white, you know, you're superior. And then they will whisper to the Latinos. That's how the FBI tried to break up that movement, because it's not just about a movement. It's when a movement is rooted in Black leadership and Black revolutionary consciousness, and when everybody else follows that. And see, when that generation rises up and we start voting in droves, we start showing up for each other in droves, no matter how y'all try to divide us, y'all gonna be shook. Y'all not gonna know what to do.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be out here looking with your jaws on the damn floor.
Yeah. Well,
because we have a right
hold it right there.
A world that we gotta live in longer than you.
Erica, you know I love you, but I disagree with you on that part. Hold on. I always told you Black people don't have no friends. I still stick with that. But you call us the old generation. Okay. I got Marcus on and I got it. Okay. 0900. I'm gonna let you talk. Then I gotta let Marcus. Marcus been waiting longer than you. I mean, okay, go ahead, 0900. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this last thing, then I'm gonna get off the live for tonight. So here's the thing, Martin. I kind of came in late on this stream, so I wasn't exactly sure. You know, I kind of been zoning out too, listening to people. So I'm gonna just say this.
How you gonna comment? You ain't been listening, girl. You talk about people with short attention span. You got it too.
Martin, I have been listening.
Okay, go ahead.
I have been listening, but you know, I've been on this line waiting for like 40 minutes, 50 minutes. So I've been, you know, listening in and out. But anyway, I just feel like this, Martin. Like I said, you know my position. I agree with Mark. I really do believe that when it comes to politics, you really can't trust any of these guys, whether they Black, white, you know. And like I've told you before, Martin, all skin folk is not kinfolk. And like Mark said, you just can't look at somebody just because he's a brother or a Black man and just assume he's for you. You know, because when it comes down to it, you know, money talks and BS walks. And like you said, Martin, it's the people who bankrolling them. And so if a white man or white politicians, white lobbyists is bankrolling them because they're the ones with the money, not the Black people, guess what? When they get voted in the office, they're going to appeal to those white people who put them in office. They have to do that.
That's correct.
It's like with the president, you know, and anybody who gets endorsed. So I just really want to know, what is the solution here? Where is all this going? Because it just kind of seemed like we just steady talking, but nobody putting any real tangible solutions down on the table, myself included.
Okay.
So I just feel like we kind of going in circles, and we just kind of like to hear ourselves talk. But at the end of the day, Martin, it's, you know, I just feel like, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what the solution is. I just say, when you can't trust your own people, and
let me give her a solution. Let me give her a solution because she didn't hear. She didn't hear me. Okay, so here's the solution.
You
and
next,
this is
Marcus.
the charge I have even for the little sister that believes that there's a real coalition, even though the LGBT community don't even want Black children up in Boys Town. That's why all the LGBT Black children hang on 50 some in the park down here, 63rd or one of them spots where they all hang out. They can't hang out in Boys Town because even in Pride, you know, I happen to have a 25-year-old gay daughter that told me that the LGBT community, the white LGBT community, hates y'all, and they assault the Black gay children. You know, but if you believe in the coalition, the Democratic coalition, I'm not gonna argue that point. I'm gonna go to the solution. This is what I charge y'all to do right now, and that is all of y'all is the young people that you're speaking of, and make no mistake about it, little sister. You can say all that you want to say in terms of what y'all gonna do as a young generation. Without the proper knowledge and guidance, you're not gonna go far. And I'll leave it at that point on that. You're not gonna go far. Just hollering, screaming in the wind. You don't have the knowledge. You don't have the wisdom and understanding. What's gonna happen to you is what happened to that little sister down there, 18-year-old sister
Miracle.
that went down there leading the charge and got her teeth knocked out of her mouth. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen to you. And I'm telling you because I've been out here 25 years, and as a 25-year-old activist, I kept getting arrested because I had the same ambition, but didn't have the older generation that was willing to listen, was willing to even teach us. So we had to learn the hard way. Now you got people like us who's willing to teach you if you'll listen. It's on you. So the solution, and I charge you all right now to call and meet with Brandon and demand that if he's going to have an office in New Americans for immigrants that gives them all the jobs, the contracts, housing, education resources, every June, every year in June, they give $1,000 to every immigrant child for them to buy uniforms, for them to buy them computers and all this. This happens out of City Hall, okay? This has been happening since 2011. The charge is for you all to go to Brandon and demand that he do the same thing for Black people. If he does not do that for Black people, then there lies your answer. There lies whether he's on board with you.
Mm.
I know it's not going to happen, but I want you to challenge him and demand that he do it so that he can tell you no, so you'll have your answer. Now, if he tells you yes and he does it, I applaud him and I'll stand with him. But as far as with just having a Black face and praising him and he ain't doing nothing for Black folks, I don't like him that much. Okay? I like you more than I like him. I like y'all more than I like him because I know what he has done. I know what he's willing to do. I know what he has partnered with the teacher union and have done to our people. Y'all think it was just the people that ran CPS. No, the teachers union played a major role in the shutting down of schools. They signed off. Karen Lewis signed off on Senate Bill 7. Go read it. She signed off on it in order for them to shut the schools down. All right? Renaissance 2010, back in the early 2000s, it was us that was fighting Mayor Daley while he was shutting the schools down. If you go, and matter of fact, let me say this and I'll be quiet. I want every one of y'all to Google selling out the community. Not Google, go to YouTube. Let me say it slow so y'all can go look at it. I want you all to go and go to YouTube and pull up a video called Selling Out the Community. I'm that first guy that busted in that back room on Ernie Duncan, Michael Scott, Ricky Hendon, Danny Davis. All of them were meeting on a Sunday morning, cut a deal and close College High School down and the rest of the schools across the city. All right? It wasn't Paul Vallis that shut the schools down. It was Ernie Duncan that shut the schools down and caused the violence to spike. He was warned that it would happen. Huh?
All right. Good night, Martin. Good night,
Okay,
y'all.
good night. All right. Hey, Mark, let me hold on.
What did she say? I didn't hear what she said.
She said good night. I got to let Marcus talk. Marcus
I said
been
Arnie Duncan.
Oh, not her. The other lady that said about who shut the schools.
right. Okay, but she gone. She gone. Come on, Marcus. Marcus been waiting on an hour. Come on.
Was he talking about me?
No, Marcus. 0941. Then 0941. Okay, go ahead, Marcus.
I kind of lost my thoughts.
Well, I'll come back to you if you lost your thought. I'll come back to you. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
I can talk.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. So, to respond to Mark,
Erica, Marcus is talking right now. I'll let you talk, but Mark, let's get Marcus. Come on, Marcus.
Lucian, Mark, I heard you talk, and I wouldn't say that you're angry, but if you are angry, all Black people should be angry at what's going on in this city because they're being pushed out. I've lived in Inglewood. I've seen it. I saw you when you was fighting former alderman that got indicted. That's the kind of thing. But Cochran ended up taking a fight. I was out there when you was fighting against Daley. I know about Renaissance 2010, but Paul Vallis also closed down school systems in other states. And I know that Ernie Duncan was a part of that as well. So what do we do as Black people? How do we stop this? I know you said it, but what's the real ferocious plan if Brandon refuses to meet? What's the next move behind it? How do we stop this plan? Because we're being pushed out of our community, and it's right in our face. I mean, right about California, I went to California, and I was in a huge mall where there was no Blacks working. There was hardly any Blacks in their shop. So.
Mark, you there? Mark, he probably.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, Marcus asked you a
I heard his
question.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard his question.
Okay.
I heard his question. So, and this is why I want you all to challenge. I want us, not you all, because it's on us, Martin, especially as men,
Right.
to stand with these young people, give them the proper information, give them the proper protection, more than anything, especially the young women, because they're being sold this bill of goods that they can lead to march against these white men. The movement has never been really gender based. Okay, it was led by men visually, because they understood that if the fight had to happen, then you put men on the front line. You don't put women on the front line. Now, if they choose to be on the front line, hey, more power to them. But no group of people take and put their women on the front line. And it's a slap in the face for Kathy Cohen and the rest of them to radicalize these young people, and Angela Davis, to put them on the front line, and they don't come out here with them. You never say, y'all don't even know who Kathy Cohen is, but these young people that's in the movement, they know who Kathy Cohen is. They know who Barbara Ransby is, because they radicalized them and sent them to the streets, but they didn't come with them. So I don't respect that. So the thing is that I want you all to challenge him. We're gonna stand right there with him, Martin, because you did a lot of work for him.
Yeah,
you did a lot of work for him, and so I want us to stand right there with him. And I promise you, if he does the right thing, I will stand with him 110%. And so it's for us to go to him with our young people and ask for this office, and make sure that this office is giving the same resources to our people that they are giving to these immigrants. When you look at Woodlawn, that same school that they would not fund for Black children, they turned around and opened the school up and fully funded it for immigrants to move into Woodlawn. That's a slap in the face. These are the things that you're about to see Brandon do. If you go on 95th Street right now, all those Black people who lived in Princeton Park and Lowden Homes are being thrown out of their housing and replaced by immigrants. I don't know if you all know this. It's happening right now as we speak. Get off on 95th Street, go past the McDonald's, go to the right, past the McDonald's, where McDonald's used to be on 95th Street. And you get off there, and you'll see those apartments right there. 2 sets of apartments where they're throwing these Black people out of their housing and replacing them with immigrants. We're not going to sit back in the interest of having a Black and brown coalition and watch them make our women and children homeless at the expense of our women and children. I don't give a damn what Blackface is in there. And I'm willing to go to jail again about it.
Marcus was talking about that today. Marcus, get me off speakerphone, because you sound like you far away. Put your mouth on the phone. Go ahead.
Okay, Martin.
Yeah, get
I
off.
was just telling you about that.
But you on Marcus, are you on speakerphone? Get off the speakerphone. Put your mouth, get off the earpiece, because
No, I'm not on the speakerphone.
But you okay?
I'm not on the earpiece.
Okay, go ahead.
That might be your end, but there's a church right down the street from there where they're housing them at, on Harvard, literally right on 96. It's a big church. I forgot the name of it, but it's right there. You can't miss it when you come out of Princeton Park. Mark is telling the truth on that one. There was a big protest over there a month ago. I covered it for the Crusaders about that, and you can see the immigrants, the Black people. I believe some of them are supposed to be evicted this month.
Martin,
See, this is stuff that they don't want y'all to know. They don't want y'all to know that this is going on. And all these liberals and progressives that are black don't understand that they're going to be harmed by this too. See, I hear these liberals, these so-called black American liberals that think that they're a part of this progressive movement only to find out that these people are going to have them homeless like they did with those black progressives and liberals in California. Even when you look at New York, all this stuff where y'all think these Haitians and these Jamaicans and stuff, y'all think they on board with you? Look at what they did in California, in New York. In New York, they breeded our people out. They had children by them because the plan was to take over those areas in New York. And so they went so far as to have children by them to get rid of them. And we get so fooled by this stuff because people either look like us or we got this false love for these other people. You don't hear no Mexicans saying no black and brown. You hear black people saying that dumb stuff. You don't hear them saying no people of color. You hear black people saying that specifically, and not there's a specific group of black folks that's saying it, and they are Masons, Easter Star sorority fraternity members that work for the establishment. The grassroots people, you don't hear them saying that. These are people who are posing as leaders. Matter of fact, like I simply call them, the leading black. They're not black leaders. They're leading black that take their orders from this white racist liberal progressive movement. And we're not going to stand down and be quiet. And I'll go to jail again. I'll make it a 201st time that I went to jail. I don't mind going to jail. They can't give me life. You know what I mean? A couple days in jail ain't going to hurt me.
Martin, I want to ask Marcus a question right quick.
Oh, okay. Dr. Sanders.
I want to ask both Mark and Marcus a question.
Okay, go ahead, Dr. Sanders.
I go to bed because I got to get up and deal with you.
Okay, go ahead.
So let me be clear because I want to get an understanding. You're talking about the project development that's on the north corner that was owned by Chicago Housing. Is that what you're saying? Is that you're saying that you can my Trinity Church, Marcus? That's Otis Williams Church now. But those developments that used to be owned by Chicago, Mouse. I'm sorry, Mouse. So you all are saying that area where those used to be, or it still is owned by Chicago Section 8, that's where they're placing the immigrants and they're moving our people out?
Yes, ma'am. Princeton Park and Loden Homes. See, when you read the Chicago New Americans plan, you're going to see that Chicago Housing Authority, the Department of Planning, Department of Housing, all those departments are together working with the immigrant groups to house these people, to give them STEM education so they take over technology. They're giving them the jobs, the contracts. Look on the page where they talked about in 2011 that there were 100,000 unfilled positions in our city, a number that is expected to grow in the next 10 years. It went on to say that we would train and educate immigrants to take these positions. And then it also said that the city needed a workforce, a skilled workforce, and that immigrant children would be Chicago's next generational workforce, not black children. Africans, Mexicans, Indians, and they're bringing them to this country and bringing them to these cities, these sanctuary cities across the country.
When Potter got into the position to be at Inglewood, am I correct from what I read? Was that his way of surveilling how to get the immigrants into the African American community? Is that why he placed himself at Inglewood High School?
Who did you say?
Potter, the guy.
Jackson Potter, yes.
Yes,
without a doubt.
Yeah, he was a teacher at Chicago at Inglewood, which is now STEM.
Yeah.
So what he did was
and for political purposes, sister. Let me say this for political purposes.
Okay.
Please refrain. Please, as much as you can, and I'm not telling you what to do. Please do not refer to us as African Americans, because what you're doing is what Barack Obama secretly did in 2016, where he changed the United States Code that used to specify that we are Negroes, and that we were basically a protected group of people that benefited from the 14th Amendment along with the Civil Rights Act. He changed the United States Code from Negro to African American so that everything that we fight for automatically goes to them as well as it goes to us. He also changed it along with Grace Ming out of New York, where it used to say Oriental to Asian American. And so what they're doing is taking this African American, this Asian American lingo and opening up everything to these other people, and they're not giving any of this to us. Okay? When you hear them say DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, that is code word for don't hire Black Americans. People of color, those are code words for don't hire Black Americans. Now, Black leadership, that's going on with this, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So when I looked at his bio, Potter, yeah, I said, okay, he was at Inglewood. So that was a political movement because he's no longer at Inglewood.
Remember what I said to you all about Jackson Potter? Remember what I said to you about Jackson Potter? He is Brandon Johnson's handler. He is Brandon Johnson's handler. Remember that name, Jackson Potter. And also remember the name Robin Potter. His mother is the attorney that after the Black teachers were fired, she filed that lawsuit that took a settlement for $9.5 million in which she got over half of the money, gave only $12,000 to those Black teachers 10 years later, and they never got their jobs back. The deal was to get rid of the Black teachers. Brandon Johnson was representing those teachers. He let them get fired, those Black sisters mainly. He let them get fired. He kept his job, but he let the Black women lose theirs. He looked the other way, and if y'all bring him in here, I'll tell him to his face.
So can I
Go ahead, Erica. Go ahead, Erica. Go ahead.
Knowledge on it.
Go ahead, Erica. Then I'm gonna go to my next caller.
One thing y'all need to understand for the immigrant. So full disclosure, I am the product of a Caribbean immigrant woman and a Black American man from the hood. That's my daddy. And my mama is a Black immigrant woman who came here. My mama used to come here as a little girl in the 60s. She used to go down south. And guess what happened to Black immigrants? See, y'all seem to think immigrants is just, Latinos. But the Black immigrants get treated the worst of the worst. Whenever you add Black to anything, you get treated worse. If you add Black to being gay, Black to being trans, Black to being immigrant, you always get treated worse. My mother had to get on the back of the bus during segregation when she went down south, when she would visit America. When she was a teenager, she met my dad. She ended up, marrying him. And let me tell you something. And I'm not just saying this because that's my mama. My mama is beautiful. Okay, she's a beautiful Caribbean woman. And if y'all want to sit up here as Black American men, and y'all know that Caribbean women, Black Caribbean women, gonna be relegated to the Black community because they Black. Like y'all not gonna intermarry. Like y'all not gonna end up producing children like me. You a damn lie. My mother is gorgeous. Okay. So at the end of the day, we gotta understand what Black means. What being Black means. Being Black is hated across the globe. Being Black is the lowest of the low across the globe in the immigrant community and everything else. But while we're trying to attack the Latino immigrants, what we're doing is, do y'all see how the Haitians get treated when they come here versus how the other ones get treated? Whenever you got Black skin, you get treated worse. And then the other thing, when we talk about this whole thing, like it's like even with Jackson Potter, I'll speak on that because I know him. I've worked with him with CTU protests and stuff. And let me tell y'all something. I saw an issue. I'm gonna keep it real. I saw an issue with the current transition committee, and I was just like, you know what? This needs to be broader. This needs to be Blacker. This needs to have more of us represented. And I made a phone call, and I said, yo, we need to fix this. And guess what? That was brought to Jackson Potter. That was brought to those. And the next thing I know, that transition team went from 40 people to 400 people. And about 300 of them is Black. Because here's the difference y'all don't understand. With the progressive side, I'm not saying it's perfect, but when Black people in the progressive movement check white people and Latinos and other people, they listen. They listen. It's not like the conservative side where they gaslight us and tell us, oh, you know, you need to get your housing, you need to get your homes together. It's the black parents. They don't gaslight us. They sit there. They might feel a little bad because we're coming for them. So please don't think that black people don't have a voice in the progressive movement. As a matter of fact, when black people actually finally speak up in the progressive movement, we get action, we get movement. They get it to freak together. There's power there that y'all don't understand. And I'm not saying that everybody speaking is not a part of a movement or something to do with that. But I could tell a lot of the people speaking is not a part of the movement. Because in the movement, black people got tremendous power. Because in the
So
movement,
who is the face of the progressive movement? Who ran for president as the face of the progressive movement?
what do you mean?
Who ran for
Barack
president
Obama.
as the face of this? No, not Barack Obama.
No, Barack Obama is a liberal. And that's what y'all need to understand.
No.
There's a difference
Who
between a
ran
liberal.
for? No. Stop. Who ran for president as the face of the progressive movement?
A face?
The old white man with glasses. What's his name?
Barney Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
And did not he come out and say that he was against reparations?
And you want to know what happened when that happened? When Bernie Sanders
Yeah,
said he was against reparations, y'all don't understand what actually goes on. When Bernie Sanders said he was against reparations, he was then addressed by black revolutionaries who he needed to win, who told him, you better get your act together or you gonna lose.
See,
because the
look,
revolutionary power that we got.
See, I understood when I was speaking to you. I knew when I was speaking to you that you were a progressive. I was listening to your talking points.
I don't
know the
consider myself.
progressive
I work with progressives, but I don't consider myself a progressive.
You
like Fred Hampton said, I am a
talking points.
revolutionary.
You are pushing their talking points, whether you're a part of them or not. And so I recognize the things that you were saying. Now, to further find out that you're part immigrant, okay, says it all. Now, that's no disrespect to you, but let me go to a point that you raised about Haitians. Haitians are no friends of ours. In New York, Haitians have Haitian Jack, Jimmy Henchman, the head of their Zopound gang up there. They have killed black people. They're the ones that shot Tupac.
Yes.
Those were Haitians that tried to kill Tupac the first time. Now, the second thing, Haitians down in Florida with the Zopound gang right now are the biggest extortionists against black Americans down in Florida right now as we speak. So I'm not here to cry for no Haitians. I'm not here to cry for no Jamaicans. No other Caribbeans or Africans or Mexicans or any of these people. So when you all try to use the color of their skin to justify or to get us on board with them, some of us are old enough to know better. They have never worked for the betterment. You can't show me an immigrant group across this country since 1965 when the Naturalization Act was passed. You cannot show me no immigrant group, whether they're dark skinned or Mexican or whatever. You can't show me one group since 1965 that has worked side by side for the betterment and the progress of black Americans. You can't show me that.
And Mark, and I'm gonna acknowledge something. I'm gonna acknowledge something you just said. Something you just said about the immigrant community, even the black immigrant community not being with black American interests. The reason I could speak on this is because I had to grow up in both worlds. I had to grow up with my black immigrant family looking down on black Americans and saying, oh, y'all get all the food stamps, y'all have everything, y'all still ain't nothing. But meanwhile, when I visited the islands, guess what television shows they saw? All the ones that make black Americans look like thugs, murderers, the same stereotypes. They come to this country with the American media that depicts black Americans as nothing but a bunch of criminals.
That's an excuse. That's
not
an excuse. They've been here long enough. They've been here long enough to know the difference.
The second side, let me finish. The second side that I had to grow up on is my black American side, right? Where we want to be American so bad. And meanwhile, we don't realize America don't love us. America don't love y'all. Y'all keep trying to be Americans so bad, and this country don't give a damn about you. They don't. America don't care about your black behind.
Well, why'd your family come here
No
then?
matter what
And why
you
are you
do down
still
there.
here?
America
Why are
don't
you
love
still
you
in the
black
United
people.
States, Erica?
Sarge, hold on. I'm gonna let you next,
Why are you
Sarge.
still here
Sarge,
then, Erica?
Sarge. I'm gonna let you hold up, Sarge. Now hold up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark.
You next.
That makes my blood
but
boil.
you are
because
next.
we were forced to be here.
You next. Okay.
We were
Okay.
forced to be here, SARS. And even in the military, SARS, which you serve, even in the United States military, what's the tagline, Martin? Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Tell
And
the
I
truth
love being black.
and shame
Let's
the
tell
devil.
the truth, y'all. Let's tell the truth. Black people have fought in every single war in this country. And we have been treated like crap. We have went to war for this country across seas to come back to segregated bus stops. We have fought in every war in this country for President Roosevelt, who passed the GI Bill that didn't go to the black soldiers like it went to the white soldiers. And that's why we don't have the level of home ownership that the white soldiers got from the GI Bill, and free education and free land grants and all of the stuff the GI Bill gave to the white soldiers when the black soldiers fought in the same damn war. America do not love us, and y'all want to be Americans so bad. F America,
God,
and I hate to say that.
All right.
But America don't
okay.
love black people.
all right. Sarge, hold on.
America got to show us that they don't
Okay.
give a damn about us.
Erica,
We are a bunch of free people that was never designed to be.
Erica, let somebody else talk now. Come on, Sarge. Come on, Sarge. Go ahead.
Okay, what's going on, bro?
What's going on?
I've
How
been
you
writing
doing?
stuff down. You know, I'm super. Oh, I'm good. I'm good every day.
All right.
You know, I take notes. I write
Hey,
stuff
Sarge.
down.
Sarge.
Number one.
Sarge, I gotta ask you a question. Why you don't have an 850 credit score? You got an 800. You need an 850. Go ahead. I'm just messing with you. Yeah.
No.
I was messing with you.
I have an 813.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
I
I have
was messing with you.
813. I'm trying to get the 850 though.
Okay.
I'm working it.
All right. Go ahead. I messed with you because you teased Eric about that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me go to these talking points I wrote down on this little envelope here.
Come on with it.
Okay. Erica is whooping and whopping, and I don't know how old she is, but it's a high probability I'm old enough to be her father. And me being old enough to be her father means that I was not old enough to fight in World War II or Vietnam. Now, she's not foundationally Black American, so she has no dog in the fight or a monkey in the American show. She's just like Kamala Harris. Her parents were immigrants. They had her. The rest is history.
Hey, Rev,
The young folks
do me a favor.
"Stop
Hey,
the
Rev,
cat."
do me a favor. Let's get off Erica because Erica, let's just get on some other points. Please. I'm not trying to.
I got
Okay,
more
go your
talking
other points.
for that.
Okay. All right. Come on. All right.
Okay, now the brother that was there in New York and Eric Adams, he wanted to immigrants to be able to vote in the mayoral election for mayor of New York. He's 100% correct. They shot that down because they've always had undocumented immigrants in New York. Now let's move on to where the female said, listen to Jason Black. Jason Black is not FBA either. And he's been using voice altering software on YouTube for well over a decade. I'm very familiar with Jason Black. Jason Black has been challenged. He has been, hold on.
Please,
I'm making
people.
a great point. Jason Black has been challenged to go on camera and show himself, and he won't do it. All right. So then somebody brought up Stacey Abrams. All right. Stacey Abrams, a week before the election, here in Georgia, Stacey Abrams, black men, I appeal to your better nature because I need your help. It's like, no, wait a minute. Last time, the last election, I don't need a man. See? That's on her. Now, as to the African American thing, Jesse Jackson started that crap in like, what was it, 83, 84, when he was trying to run for president. He started that term. And that essentially was playing for his handlers, for what was going on. Now, you've got all these people talking all this stuff about the this and the that. Mark asked a simple question. Name me 5 Republicans that are running anything in Chicago. And automatically what happens? Moving the goalposts. Well, you have people, they think like Republicans. Oh, I'm like, ooh, I wish I had the ability to know how people think. I really do, but I don't. They think they think like Republicans. Okay, I'm a Republican. So what does Republicans think like? And then my last point. Let me make my last point. I'm not trying to go all day long. Erica said something about the military members, the black ones not getting what they deserve, whatever. Okay. If that's the case, I guess that's the reason I have a house I'm living in with a Mercedes in the garage. I don't get up and go to work. I haven't got up and went to work for 12 years since I was done with the military. My bonus daughter, she's in the same situation, and because she's married with 6 children, her retirement and her VA benefits garner her $90,000 a year tax-free. And she's black. She ain't white. So what's all this talk about? Oh, see, black people got a problem. And I say black people just to draw it right across the board. Always talking about back then, but not looking forward to what certain individuals made sacrifices for us to have better. So fixated on the past that you can't walk into the sunlight of the future.
You know what, Sarge? I appreciate what you're saying, but here's the thing. What you're saying is no better than a couple of black folks that make it, the black bourgeois who make it.
Oh, no. Don't move the goalposts,
When I said, adding black to anything makes it worse for you. Adding black to being a veteran makes it worse. So while great for you that you have Mercedes, great for you that your daughter tax-free. But do you know what happens?
Yeah, great for me that I got $50,000 a year coming in tax-free and I don't have to work. How much you got coming in a year and you're working a job?
What?
Huh?
Come on, Sarge. Now we get to.
Bottom line up front, I said, no. I left the military first and foremost due to medical situations I was going through. First and foremost, I got a $53,000 check. And see, I show receipts on paper. When I'm streaming and I can go on camera, I turn the camera on and be like, look at this document, look at that document, look at this document. I show receipts. I'm not about lip service. I show the paper.
Hey, Sarge, let's get off this. Sarge.
Good for you, Sarge.
Okay, hold it. I don't want to make this about Erica, and I don't want to make this about you.
No, it's not about Erica. It's not about Erica. It's about Martin. It's not about Erica. This is about black people moving the goalposts, black people following these progressive liberals that make them feel good inside when they get a temporary victory and they think it's going to go long and lead them to the promised land. See, what a lot of black Americans have a problem with that I've noticed in my 60 years on this planet, they waiting on some Moses.
Be your own Moses. Lead you the way you need to be.
And that's exactly what we doing, Sarge. We're not waiting on no Moses. We are the Moses. Because here's the thing. The military-industrial complex of this country, Halliburton, the weaponry, that is what's militarizing our police. The American military don't care about black people.
Now you're gonna move the goalpost.
Just like capitalism,
You're gonna connect the police with the military.
Of us,
Oh,
the majority
okay.
don't make it. We got homeless veterans, Sarge, and what do you think?
I know we got homeless
of
veterans
black
because they're
veterans?
addicted to drugs.
Even compared to, there's white veterans suffering. So could you imagine what's happening to the black ones? But because you made it, you ignoring that suffering.
Listen.
The American military
hey,
never
Sarge,
been a friend of the Negro.
Sergeant Erica,
Ever.
y'all hold it, please hold it. I'm gonna go to the next caller, man. I can't help it. 0973. Come on, it's getting too late in the game. 0973. Come on, caller. I know you've been waiting on long too. 0973. I guess you don't know your phone number, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm finna say you. Okay,
I'm
come
sorry,
on.
Martin. I was muted.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I had muted myself for 50.
That's good. Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
I heard everything, that was going on. I heard the man say that he's been in this thing for 25 years, and et cetera, and et cetera. And I look at myself, I've been in this thing 47 plus years. I'll be 48 this year. Okay, and when they brought those immigrants to Woodlawn, I felt so hurt and so overlooked, and so I just felt extremely neglected. And the only thing I want to do is rally against my government. I'll go to jail. But I want to rally against my government because how dare they bring these Mexicans here. One time I was on your panel, Martin, I'm sorry. I was on your panel and I was telling you about what the Mexicans do to the candy, the nasty stuff they do to the candy at the candy factory. I was telling you about the nasty stuff that they do to the chicken at the chicken. The one man, Alderman Ray Lopez, or whatever his name is, at one point he came out and he said that his neighbor's garage was vandalized due to political reasons, and it was a black boy that did it. But when they showed the video, you clearly seen a different skin other than a black boy. It was somebody that was either Mexican or Puerto Rican that did it. They showed the video. So it was scandalous. They are scandalous. And that is the bottom line. So when the man said that, I'm ready to march. Whoever can come up with a time and a day, I don't want to hear nothing about no other race. My heart goes out to them, whatever they going through. But I'm talking about what I went through. And not just me, my friends, all of my peers. That was a slap in the face for them to bring them here and house them right there in the hood where so many people are homeless, black, young ladies, young men. They homeless. And how dare they say, I'm ready for war? How dare they do that? How dare they do that? I don't want to hear nothing else. The only thing I want to hear is the time and the date.
Okay. All right.
I heard the young man that they on drugs. Just 2 more minutes, Martin, please.
Because you keep saying the same thing. Come on with it.
That, it sounds like he criticizing people that are. And that's not okay. Because you don't know their story. You don't have a clue what they have been through. Everybody was not blessed the way you were. Just because you were born with a silver spoon, that don't mean you can throw it in everybody else's face. That means you're no better than the ones that are against us. Everybody is against black. Everybody, every community. There's no such thing as partial, interracial, none of that. I'm talking about straight black. And every black in the community has been neglected with the exception of a few.
Okay. All right.
Everybody.
Hey, who
I got
found
no-
the
Hey,
second
hold on.
phone in there?
We're not finna do that. We're not finna do that. We're finna go to the next caller. We're not finna do that. We're not finna do that. Because we drifting far away from the subject. 1, 2, 3. Next caller. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Next caller. 1, 2, 3.
What's up, Brother Martin? I just want to say, I feel like people just waiting on Brandon Johnson to make one mistake. Like he gonna be able to make miracles as soon as he get into office. He ain't even been sworn in yet, and we already talking about going to jail if he don't do the right thing. And the power of the tongue is so powerful. You speaking all these negative issues out of your tongue. That's what you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna detect. That's what's around. Let's give the man a chance. Let's give him an honest chance and just hope that the man do the right thing. We gave everybody else a chance. It's been 1,000 white, over 100 white men. I don't see black people didn't go as hard when these white guys were in office to prove them wrong. Why are we doing that towards Brandon Johnson?
That's right.
And it seems like we just come on here to discredit this man. He was a school teacher. This and that happened. The man is in office. He's a man now. These are facts. We got to deal with it. Allow him to make the best decisions he can within his power. He's not going to be perfect.
Okay.
You guys are expecting too much. He can't just focus on one group of people. But I'm sorry, Martin. I'm going to take over your show. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, brother. 7417 7417 7417. Your last 4 digits.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
What's your name?
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Dr. Rosita.
I thought that was you because they told you to call in because you act like you didn't want to tell me your name. But I thought that it was you. I wasn't for sure. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying my name, I had a problem with it.
Okay.
But let me say this. I've been knowing Mark Carter since 2010.
Listen. Get to
Every
your point.
single
I know.
thing Mark is telling you about the union is true.
Okay.
I'm just saying that. Now, I just want to remind people of this.
Right. Well,
Dr. King talked about the white liberals for a reason. He said that they were worse than Bull O'Connor and George Wallace. Malcolm X told us the same thing, but we're not going to listen to them. These white liberals here, I heard someone talk about Jackson Pryor. Please. I knew Jackson Pryor before I was part of it. I ran Karen Lewis's campaign for the South Side when she won in 2009. Let me explain. Those people, those white progressives, they're about division. They're about dividing the Black community. And at this point, they own the mind of the people in our community, and they are stirring the division and hatred that we hear on this call tonight. Anybody that knows, I'm a teacher, and I have a lawsuit. I had to file myself because the Chicago Teachers Union, and even though I went to them, they did not support our Black teachers. And let me tell you something. They're about to win lynch. Young against old, that's what you hear. I hear that on this call. They're about the division in our community, and our young people are listening to them instead of listening to the elders and listening to our ancestors and left us with a blueprint. They left us with a good blueprint about these people, but we're discarding those people who died for us and died for us. They left us with information, but we're refusing to listen to. Now, you all can go with this divisive stance that the Chicago Teachers Union is on young against old, dark against light, Black immigrant, whatever. They're about the division, and right now, the mind of Black people, especially our youth, and that's because in every single high school over here on the South Side, there's a communist, Marxist, liberal delegate that is indoctrinating our young people and teaching our young people to hate us. We have 14,000 Black teachers up. And who replaced them? The immigrants, Mexicans, and the white liberals. They're the ones teaching our children. That's why our children are throwing at the mouth in the street. They're the ones out here, and we gotta wake up. When the Japanese, when they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, the Japanese didn't say a word. They jumped back together, and they built their community. Yes.
Rosita, tell them about
Yes.
with Karen Lewis with Senate Bill 7 and with Brandon Johnson with the Black Teacher Caucus, the Black Teacher Caucus here, and all them Black teachers were fired. You must be going to go to work.
Well, the thing at this point, when Karen signed the union busting bill, which removes seniority rights, costing 6,000 of Black teachers their jobs under her caucus, under Brandon was there, under the caucus court, they literally removed. You can go and listen to a tape called How Outfox the Union. And they removed those seniority rights to give Ron the right to fire those people on the spot. That could have not happened before they signed that bill. Brandon was there in 2012. He started in 2011, and Brandon was appointed chair of the Black Teacher Caucus because I had the Black Teacher Caucus. We were meeting at Push. Mark knows that. We were meeting for 3 or 4 years in order to silence it. They formed the caucus at the union. He was there. They have not reached out to us, and they knew we paid dues for 30 years. We paid all of us in our group. That union doesn't have anything to do with us because we're an embarrassment. We showed the country how they threw us under the bus. And this is going on all over the country. Chicago is ground zero. 14,000 Black teachers out. If Jackson County is so good, we want to know why. And let me say this. All these people at the union are not teachers. They taught 1 and 2 years. Jackson taught at Inglewood for 1 and 2 years. He couldn't even run as vice president because he did not have enough teaching years. That's why he had to wait and go back. These people have taught 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and they have taken our union, and they have destroyed our union and turned it into a political machine so they can get elected. They do nothing for teachers. They spend 20% of the dues on the teachers and the rest on politics. And that is why we have a new mayor. And they got the best. And I'm going to say this to you. I know y'all don't care about the Black teachers. I know you don't care, but do you care about our children? Do you care about them going to the schools? I was teaching in the schools and they went on strike 3 times. Our kids were in just mayhem because they could not focus, and the union is responsible for them. They said Lori gave them the best contract they ever had, and 1 month later they went out on school. They're full. The Chicago, we're going to get our union back. We're going to get our union back and make it work for what it's supposed to work for. And you guys can have your name.
Sister Rosia.
You can have it.
Doctor.
I want to say something.
Erica.
Yes.
Doctor, I want to ask you a question. Now, I'm very familiar with about all the Black teachers that lost their job and got replaced and things like that. Now, what is it that you want to do about that? What can we do about that? You know, outside of exposing it, because right now the CTU, they real powerful now, real powerful. Yeah.
They are. And let me say this to all of you. First of all, stop the invite. Let me tell you something. I knew Brandon was going to win because I organized with these people. Let me tell you why they win. They don't think that they're in an election. They're having a revolution. That's where Arnie Duncan was here. Karen formed this caucus with the idea that it was a political party and that they would take control of the Democratic Party and swing it to the left. That's what CORE, and they have accomplished that goal. That we cannot compete with their organizing because we're not organized. And they we'll give it to them. They're some of the best organizers you've ever seen. And they will do anything to win. And we cannot fight them unless we're willing to do anything to save our community. We're fighting them in federal court. The teachers are filing lawsuits. What you can do is spread the word around this city and around this country because this is getting ready to be a bigger problem all over the country. We are Black zero for this mess, this school reform. And we're organizing as we speak. They're getting ready to take over other cities. So if you want to do something, you can spread the word, you can support some of the things we do. We're on our team in a final fighting them in federal court. And so we plan to get our teachers back in the classroom. I've got 20-year-old teachers that are on the do not hire list, Black. I've got teachers with PhDs in technology, 40 years on the do not hire list, they're Black. They have fired all these Black teachers and put them on the do not hire list, lying on them. The do not hire list, we're saying no. There are 4 reasons that a person should be on the do not hire list.
Doctor, do me a favor. You keep going in and out. I know you're getting excited and all that, but keep your mouth close to the phone because it's irritating me. You go like you fade in, you fade out. I mean, we hear you, but I want to get a clean. Just get a clean. I don't know if you're on the earpiece or what. If you're on the earpiece, take it off the earpiece and just talk directly into the phone. That's all. Treat us the same way you treat the radio station, because we got the same system. Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. I heard you. Yeah, that's better. I just want you to flow. Your voice is just stay at one level. Steady going in and out. It's irritating to me.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Because you're saying a lot of important things, and I want the people to hear.
This to you.
Go ahead.
Okay. We have an issue that we have lost our way to communicate to our young people. With 14,000 Black teachers out, we have only White and Hispanic and people who don't look like us teaching our children. That's where a lot of the violence is coming from. So what we need to do is help get these people back to work. I don't want to go back to work because I want to retire, but I am fighting for our young teachers and for those that come into the system that look like us. And so one of the problems we have, if a teacher has done something wrong, I want them to call the police and file a police report. They won't do that. I want them to call DCFS. They won't do that. I want them to revoke that teacher's license. They can't do that. And all these teachers are able to pass the background check. There are 4 criteria. And if those teachers meet, I want them all off the do not hire list, and I need them to return to work. That is what my lawsuit is about. So what you can do is spread the word and let people know. Now, I don't have a problem with Brandon. I've never had a problem personally with him, but I'm asking him to do his job. As head of the Black Teachers Caucus, he should have been working with former teachers, but he wasn't. Because he couldn't. Because the liberals won't let him talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we need him, if he's mayor, to meet, and we need him to resolve these issues with Black teachers. And we need an induction program for smart young people like Erica. We want her to have a chance to be a teacher and go into the classroom with our children and educate them. So those are the things we're asking for. We're asking for money to have after school programs. I ran programs, we took kids all over the country. Some of the kids were gangbangers, and I don't care. We took them all over the country and put them in. So we need your support, and I thank you very much for letting me. I know I'm passionate about this, but letting me speak to you, please. And Erica, you're bright, you're brilliant, but Mark is right. We need to come together as a group and stop the Willie Lynch, crabs in the bed. That's what they want. Those liberals want us at each other's throat. And we need to come together and fight this fight. Don't let them win.
Mike, can I respond to
Yeah,
Dr.
I'm gonna let you
Rosita?
respond, and I got the last caller. Go ahead, Erica. Go ahead, Erica.
Okay, yeah,
So
fine.
first of all, Dr. Rosita, thank you so much. I respect you very highly, and your commentary. Thank you so much. And just one thing, I just want to make it very clear. So even when Dr. King, I don't know if y'all remember when Dr. King came to Chicago to fight for housing in history, he said Chicago was one of the hardest eggs to crack. And he made the statement, if you could do it in Chicago, you could do it anywhere. Because what happened was Daley didn't do like down south where they send a bunch of white supremacists and Bull Connor. What Daley did, because of Chicago, he sent a bunch of black elected officials and people in position, some who Dr. King even went to school with, to turn Dr. King away and say, we don't need you here. And Dr. King made a statement that broke his heart because he knew some of these black people. See, Chicago's different. He said, Chicago, we can have a white mayor, but they'll send black people to stop another black person like Dr. King. And it's different. And Dr. King was like, I didn't even know how to deal with that. So what Dr. King ended up doing was he ended up signing an agreement, which was false, which wasn't really going to deal with the issue, like Chicago politics likes to do. It was very surface. But Dr. King signed it, did a press conference and everything, and left. And I think sometimes what we need to understand is history repeats itself. So what you mentioned, Dr. Rosita, that happened with the Futures Union, with Karen Lewis signing those things, is very similar to what happened at Dr. King, where you wanted one thing, but the way the Chicago machine works, you end up signing another thing. Just like Dr. King did. Dr. King signed it, but it wasn't what we really needed, and it ended up being worse for us. You know, and Dr. King was horrible about it. You know, and so I think this is a little crazy.
Hold it before you go further. Hold it before you go any further, because you spoke on Dr. King coming to Chicago. Dr. King came to Chicago thinking that he would be fighting with those white Republicans or the white Ku Klux Klansmen, only to find out, which you're speaking on is called the End Slum Campaign of 1966. It happened in my neighborhood. I live in North Lawndale. He wasn't just fighting those black Mason pastors. He was also fighting the homeowners that were selling our people homes under contract and renting our people slum housing. Those people were white Jews. That's the part you're leaving out. Those were white Jews who had black Mason pastors as their property managers that were renting slum houses and selling homes under contract to black people. So it wasn't so much that they sent those pastors. Those pastors were working for the white Jews. And the white Jews and the Irish teamed up against Dr. King along with the black Mason pastors because he was coming here calling out corruption. So if you're going to tell the story, add those Jews in there that you keep leaving out because you're part of this progressive movement. And because Jews run the progressive movement, you all never say anything about them. But I'm bold enough to say something about them, and I will lead a protest against that Jewish Federation if they don't stay out of black folks' business.
Okay.
Okay. So
wait, and also
one thing I really
Rose, come on, Doc. Come on, Rosita.
Erica, I just would like to add that. Let me just like to share this with Erica. Erica, Dr. King was 27 years old. when the NAACP found him. And this is a strategy used by the progressives. They go and get our young people that are brilliant like you, and they use them. And later in life, Dr. King realized when he got in his 40s how he had been used. That's why before he died, he said, I believe I have moved my people into a burning house.
A burning
He
house.
realized it. So that's how they play the game. They get
So,
out
so I want to. Yeah.
Erica, listen. Y'all hold it right there. Let me get this last person, then I'll let y'all rattle. 6936. They've been waiting a long
Okay.
time too. 6936. I'm sorry,
Okay.
caller.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
sorry. Go ahead, caller.
That's okay. Can you hear me, Martin?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me, Martin?
Yes, I do. Loud and
Hello.
clear.
I was just talking about. I want to talk about the immigrants. That's what I want. My concern
come on
is
with it.
right now.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
What can, since we all on the phone, I don't have no idea. What can we do, or what other people suggest about them sending them, getting the Section 8, getting these low income houses over the people that's here? Like they say about the school over there. I live right around the South Shore area. When Lightfoot said they wasn't going to get to school, and she ended up giving them the school. And that's one of the reasons I did not vote for her, because of her letting them get that school over there on 63rd Street. So my concern is, what can we do as Black, or what should we do together? Because that is, like they saying, give him a chance, the new mayor wants to get in. But we need to start off right away, because they taking over everywhere. Like she said about 95th Street. My family used to own 3 or 4 of those houses over there back in 1941, 44. And that's where they going. They putting them over there. So what should we do together to approach Brandon?
Well, Mark said Black Chicago.
And,
Now- Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, with a politician, we have to stop saying, let's just give him a chance. No, we gave Barack Obama a chance. We gave Black politicians a chance for 50 years. There ain't been a number of Black politicians who've been in power in our neighborhoods, and they've done nothing for us. And so for a Black man to come on here and say, give him a chance, see, he just beat Brandon. Then y'all hear Rosita just say, we've been knowing his ass since the early 2000s. He's nobody.
I don't know nothing about.
We know what he's about. No. I'm not saying this to you, sister. I'm about to answer you.
No, I know. I'm just
right?
saying I don't know nothing about him, and I don't feel he should get a chance.
No. We know him. We know him. And the dirty lowdown rat plays that he's involved in. We know him. We know Karen Lewis. We know Jackson Potter the Jew. We know Robin Potter the Jew, his mother. We know Jesse Sharkey the Jew. We know the other girl, Stacey Davis Gates. We know them, okay? We know the role that they have played in the dismantling of public education and the firing of Black teachers. Now, to answer what you just said, be careful when you're saying let's work together as Black people. You must screen these people, because everybody Black is not on the same page. Some of these people,
I don't mean it like that.
No, I understand where you're coming from. I'm just responding to you like this. Right?
Among the ones who care.
Well, that's why I said that we must call him into a room. We must first organize us, because we are the power. The people put the politician in office. The politician work for us. Right. We don't work for the politician. We are their boss. They're not our boss.
That's what I want to do.
Okay? So the thing is that we must organize the people We must organize and educate the people around demanding an office for Black Americans, office of freedmen, office for reparations, whichever one we want to call it, right? But there must be. We're not going to survive in this city if we don't have the same office equivalent to what they are giving immigrants. They are giving them this office, all of the city departments, all of the corporations, everybody, Target, the University of Chicago, all these major companies, they're all at the table. When you read the document, the Chicago New Americans Plan. Let me say it again real slow because I want you all to Google this. The Chicago New Americans Plan. Listen to the name. If they would have the nerve to say that they're going to start a Chicago New Americans Plan, then what's your plan for the old Americans? What's your plan for Black people?
Mm-hmm.
Their plan is to get rid of you, to run you out of the city, no different than they did in New York and Florida and California. So the thing now is that we must organize, we must educate the people on what the Office of New Americans is, and then we must then in turn say to our people that we demand that the mayor, I'm talking about before he get in there, before he goes in office on the 15th.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to give him
I got you, sister.
I'm trying to start right now. We can't
right now. We must organize
right now.
Okay, we must organize and demand that we have the same resource office, They are giving these people all the jobs, the contracts, the education resources. I'm talking about everything free to these people. Everything that they stick dogs on us fighting about.
I'm trying to talk about.
You know what I mean? And so to the sister Erica, hey, listen, I really don't want to hear nothing from nobody who is really talking out of both sides of their mouth. Because you're speaking that progressive agenda, you're speaking as an immigrant, because your mother is an immigrant, and so I know your passion that you have for that side of your family. But you made it clear.
He's Black as you. Black as you,
ma'am, your mother raised you. Your daddy didn't raise you. Okay, so now your mother is your first.
Tell me my daddy didn't raise me.
Ma'am, your mother 9 times out of 10. Let me finish what I'm saying, man, because hey, look, I'm talking to Black Americans through and through, okay? I'm not here to fight on behalf of no Jamaicans, no Haitians, because I want you to be clear when you hear me speaking. I'm not here about no Jamaicans, no Haitians, you know what I'm saying? None of these groups that are here to undermine the places to plant us, like Dr. Claude Anderson told us 25 years ago. Everything Dr. Claude Anderson taught us and told us is happening as we speak. And so for anybody to come here with this progressive agenda, headed up by the AIPAC, which is a Jewish racist-ass lobbying firm against the interests of my people, anybody that's pushing that, I'm not listening to you. I don't trust you. Okay, until you commit political suicide on behalf of my people, I'm not listening to what you're saying. And I heard some of those mean things that you were saying in terms of how you feel about America and how you feel about Black people who won't go along with the progressive agenda, which is nothing but an anti-American communist agenda, which Brandon ain't nothing but a communist. Okay, make no mistake about it. He's nothing but a communist.
They call Dr. King a communist too.
I'm not talking about Dr. King. I'm talking about Brandon Johnson. I'm talking about Brandon Johnson, ma'am. I'm not talking about Dr. King. We're not going to go back to the 60s. We're talking about 2023 with this guy right now representing the progressive movement and the progressive movement's agenda to move us out of this city. And we're not going to stand down, and we don't care who is standing on the side of it. Make no mistake about it.
And so,
everybody that's immigrants, they better stay the hell out of our business. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to hear what they got to say. Matter of fact, let me say this, brother. Let me say this, and I'm gonna be quiet. There's two major major African organizations that are partnered with under the Office of New Americans and the Chicago New Americans Plan. Two Africans. One is called the African International House, and the other one is called the African United Organization. Those two African organizations represent Caribbeans and Africans, and they are partnered with these Jews and Mexicans and Indians and stuff. So I'm not fooled by nobody coming in the room telling me some of this New York stuff. What you talking about is what happened to our people in New York when they had children by our people, but their family members hated our people. Yeah, I don't care about the fact that your mother and father got along and they had a baby. I'm paying attention to your people on their side, on your mother's side, that I know don't like black people, and they tend to almost look like us. But I'm not fooled by them. You said it out of your mouth. You said out of your mouth how hateful the side of your mother's side was against black Americans. All right, you said it. And so when you trying to I told you when you first started talking to me, you was pushing them liberal, progressive talking points. I recognized what you were saying. Now you ain't old enough to even know most of the stuff you saying out of your mouth. So you just parroting and mimicking what you heard those communists and all those people say. So you can't say it to me. I'm 50 years old and I've been out here 25 years, and there's not a lot that you can possibly say out of your mouth that I wouldn't recognize that's coming from this progressive movement.
So nothing
Okay, y'all let her respond now. Y'all beat up on it. Let her
I can't
respond.
get my question in.
Okay, hold it. Let me
No,
let.
I haven't said anything.
I know,
about
ma'am.
mine.
I know, ma'am. Okay, listen. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay. This is the last caller talking. Go ahead, last caller. Then I'm gonna let Erica go. Erica, hold your thought. You next. Come on, last caller. What did you have to say?
Hold on, Erica. Like, I was still just trying to find out, Martin.
Okay.
You good at organizing things, or I'm saying we have to start somewhere. My point is, we don't need to give him no chance, because they coming in every day faster and faster. They taking over the Section 8. What about the millions of people?
Hold on, ma'am.
That they
Ma'am,
told us
hold it for a minute.
ago?
Ma'am, hold it for a minute. Somebody need to turn their volume down, their Facebook down, because I hear echo. I don't know who got it going. Put your phone on mute. All right, because somebody, is that you? I think that's you, Doctor 7417. I think that's you. I think that's your phone. Turn your Facebook volume down. Somebody got to turn their Facebook. Okay, I turn it. Don't worry about it. I got it down. Go ahead. Last caller. Go ahead. Then we're going to Erica next. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay, Mark. Okay. I mean, even Erica, all of us, since we on the line, not to give him no chance. I'm not bagging off on that. No, we didn't give enough of them chances, and then it's over. What can we do together, like the doctor said? Some of the stuff Erica said, but we got to work together, Martin. They sticking together with these people. They taking over. What can we do to get him in a room and let him know where he can't say he didn't know, he don't know what's going on, this and that. 10 years or so ago, they had said Section 8 was closed. Wasn't no Section 8. They wasn't giving out no more numbers and all of that. Where are they getting all these Section 8 from now? Where are they getting this low income from? Where did they find all these houses and buildings and all this in the area, and they couldn't find them for our people? So where they finding them at? Where they asking for all this money to get to them, 20 million, 30 million, to take care of them? Right now, every day they coming on TV saying what they trying to get from the federal government. They got cell phones. If you go on 63rd and Cottage, where Daly's restaurant at, that's all over in there. They just took over. So we need to stop it right now. At least try. I'm not saying stop it, but let him know we noticing and we know what's going on.
But you know what? Let me say this too.
How can we get him in the room?
Okay, let me say this. I'm gonna try my best to get him on it. But this thing is so, not making no excuse for Brandon Johnson, but this thing is so larger than Brandon Johnson. This is a country. Mark gave an example. I know he gave an example. He gave an example how New York and California, a couple more other states that has been taken over. And it's by design, people. This is not by mistake. It's by design. And I'm gonna say this again: Black people, we don't have no friends. I'm telling y'all that. But let me get to Erica. Let me get to Erica so she can say her thing, because she boiling up hot. Come on, Erica.
Yeah. Let me talk.
I'm gonna let you close it.
I'm gonna start my comments out.
Erica, hold up. I'm gonna let Mark say the last word, and Marcus and Dr. Rosita. I think she probably gone. I'll let Mark and Marcus say the last words. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Erica.
So I want to start my comments out with a scripture, which actually from 1 Timothy chapter 4, it says, "Do not let anyone despise you because of your youth." So I know a lot of the people speaking, y'all are old enough to be my parents. It's true. Y'all are old enough to be my parents. My parents are actually a little bit older than y'all because I was a surprise baby. They had me in their 30s, and I'm a millennial. But I was raised by Black people who grew up during segregation. My daddy is a Black American man from the hood who grew up in the South.
Erica, you're repeating it. We heard that already.
My mother.
Erica, we heard that. Come on, get to your point.
What I'm trying to say.
Okay. You said that earlier.
To my point,
okay, go ahead, baby.
To my point.
All right.
Okay, but I'm getting to my point. And my mother is a Caribbean immigrant, and when she came to the States, she had to go through the same segregation that my father did, and they met. And my mother is gorgeous. If y'all think y'all wouldn't mate or build relationships with beautiful Black Caribbean
We
women,
heard
it's a
that
damn
part
lie.
too. Get to the point.
Right.
So
We're not
my
saying
point
that. We're
is-
talking about what we can do
So
now.
my point is, children like me exist because Black people are allowed to love Black people. But my point that I'm trying to make is what y'all don't understand about my generation is that we are very clear that liberals, y'all talk about liberals and progressives and all of this. We are very clear that white liberals, white progressives, all of that, they don't have it all right. I'm talking from a revolutionary perspective. Yes, we work with them. But you know what we are to them?
And we're very clear that they're against us. We're very clear that they're against us.
Okay, let me finish my thought. What we're very clear on is that they don't always have everything right either. They still white. And what we tend to be, see, I don't label myself as no progressive, as no liberal. I work with them, sure. I sure ain't working with no damn conservatives and Republicans. They could go kiss my behind. Y'all willing to bend the
Come
knee
on,
to
y'all.
them
Let's get
as
to the
soon as
point.
they promise you something that they not.
Come on, Erica.
they
Let's
not
get to
gonna
the point.
deliver. Paul Vallis didn't even pay his employees. So y'all just because the man said he gonna do something, y'all believe it. So let's
We're
talk
not
about.
even no
let's
more.
talk
We're
about
talking about now, the future, where we can start, Erica.
This just happened. This just happened. This ain't
No, but I'm
past.
just saying,
Paul
but
Vallis just ran.
Paul Vallis not in.
No, but what I'm trying to say, this is my point, Martin, and this is my point, everyone.
I've been waiting. Come on, baby.
There is a remnant that y'all don't understand exists. There is a remnant. It's not liberal. It's not progressive. Sure, we might work with them. We will check them when we need to. But there is a remnant in this generation, in my generation, that is not about the division. We are the children of y'all. We, like y'all said, y'all old enough to be our parents. But while y'all was at the table fighting for the piece of the pie, y'all children was eating together. And that's what y'all don't understand. We are a remnant.
Yes, we do.
And all it takes is
Yes,
a
we
remnant.
do.
All it takes is a remnant. While y'all want to fight for position and y'all want to fight against the immigrants and the Jews, there are the Jewish children my age who don't F with what their parents are doing that y'all fighting against.
It ain't enough
There are
of them,
the
Erica.
immigrant children in my generation who don't mess with what their parents are doing. We see both sides. We see the BS on both sides, and we not going. And that's what y'all don't understand. And all it takes is a
And
remnant.
some of us
I'm
not
not
going
saying we the
either, Erica.
majority.
Yeah.
What I'm
I'm
saying
not
is, what
going.
y'all need to understand, it is not one thing older generations need to understand. It is not the job of the younger generation to do everything the way y'all did it. Can we take guidance? Absolutely. Can we take history? Absolutely. But it is not our job to repeat verbatim everything y'all done.
Okay.
It is our job to do
Erica.
something.
Have you heard me
Okay.
say anything
I
like
know.
that, Mark?
Hold it.
Mark,
I
have
gotta
you heard
listen.
me say
No,
any of that?
no. Listen. See. Listen.
And y'all need to stop being afraid of the new.
First of all, let me just say this. Listen, Erica's not trying to hear nothing we got to say, y'all. Y'all not listen. I already told you, black people don't have no friends. She got it in her mind that these people going to help us.
Right.
I mean, it's just not going to happen. But I ain't mad at her though. We can't beat up on her. We're not mad at her.
Right.
We're not mad at her.
Right.
You know, I understand that. But like I asked you the other night.
This is the thing
Hold on, Erica. We're not gonna make this about you. We're not gonna make this about you, Erica. I told you, y'all young, upcoming.
That's why she's not trying to hear what we say.
Listen, Erica.
She is an immigrant. That's why she's not trying to hear.
Right.
The younger generation needs to
Erica,
learn
what
generation.
hold on, Erica. What generation you talking about? Hold on, what generation are you talking about when you say young?
Millennials.
Okay.
Generation.
What age? Give me an age. I'm slow.
My generation is millennials.
I'm slow. I went to public school. What's millennials? I went to public school. I'm slow.
Age?
What's the age? From what age to what?
Okay, so let's put it this
Give me
way.
an
I
age,
think somebody
Erica.
quoted it earlier.
Give me an age, Erica. Give me an age.
Under 40. Under 40.
Okay,
we ain't
under
40 yet.
Okay.
Just like Dr. King
Okay.
and Malcolm X never
Okay.
made it to 40, but y'all don't understand. Dr. King and Malcolm X never made it to 40.
Erica.
They were young.
Erica, let me say this. Let me just say this. You should never use that word talking to us. We don't understand. Listen, we was 35 or 36 for 12 months, a lot of us on here. Erica, we have experienced things that you read about. So you don't know everything and we don't know everything. We have to work together. Trust me. We have to work together. Listen, you can't, Erica, you're not, Erica, Erica, your millenniums, you guys are not smarter than us. If you had the answer, we wouldn't be in the rut right now as we speak right now. You talking about some future when we get to vote and when we take over. We need something right now, Erica. Right now. Right now.
We do.
Right now.
We do need something right now.
Hey, Mark.
Go ahead, Mark.
What I'm trying to say.
Hold it, Erica.
Let me say this to you, Mark.
Go ahead.
Let me say this, Mark.
Go
we
ahead.
have to be open.
Erica, hold it, Erica.
Here's what we're not going to engage in.
Hold it. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
Here's what we're not going to engage in, right? Here's what we're not going to engage in. We're not going to get in a conversation with an immigrant who, with a person who thinks as an immigrant. First of all, so her talking points come straight out of the progressive Bible. She's pro-immigration because she's more immigrant than she is Black American. Okay, also what she say about who her father is. I'm listening to her talking points. So we're not against our young people. Now she has to go over there to Jamaicans or whatever Caribbean that her family is. You go over there and you speak on behalf of your people. You don't speak on behalf of Black.
I do.
Okay, you don't speak on behalf of Black America. No, you don't speak on behalf of Black Americans. Okay, you speak on behalf of
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
People about
Now, when it comes to us, when it comes to us, we don't separate.
No.
See, we don't separate from our young people. Okay.
Right, because she said we wasn't American.
We stand, ma'am, could you please let me finish what I'm saying? Could you let me finish what I'm saying?
Let Mark, one voice, one mic, y'all, one mic.
Because I hear you, right, I hear her talking points. And not just been around this stuff, but I've been on the front end of what's happening. See, we're not going to be fooled by no Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans, and the rest of y'all from the Caribbean to fight your fight, but you all have never came in the midst and helped us fight our fight. And so you playing this game, coming out of the Bible of those progressives, ma'am, I hear your talking points. I know exactly where you're coming from. All right? So now you keep on speaking on behalf of millennial and Gen Z Caribbeans and immigrants. You don't speak on behalf of Black Americans. And Martin,
No, you are false.
We
And
not.
Mark,
I'm
I'ma
not
stop
talking to you. I'm talking to Martin. I'm
right
talking to
there.
Martin.
I'm gonna stop
I'm
you right
talking to
there
Martin.
with
You're not gonna
that
stop me nowhere because I'm not talking to
No,
you.
I'm
Okay?
gonna stop
I'm
you
talking
right
to Martin.
there
Okay?
because choose
Okay. Now you're not
between your
gonna stop
mother
me
and your
nowhere.
father.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna stop me
Choose
nowhere
between your
with
mother
that
and
white
your
feminist
father.
rhetoric.
Do you want me
Okay?
to choose
So
between my
all that
right
white
leg and my
feminist
left leg?
rhetoric you coming with, you're not gonna come to
It's
me with
not
that white feminist rhetoric,
nothing.
that white lesbian feminist rhetoric mixed with that progressive immigrant stuff that you're coming with. I know where you're coming from. Okay? And so
No,
you're not gonna play that game.
You don't
with me.
know where I'm coming
So-
from, Mark, because let me tell y'all something.
No, I know
that you
exactly
don't
where
know.
you're coming from.
Do you
I
wanna
know
know
exactly where you're
something?
coming from.
My revolutionary,
You go
my
over there, you speak for those
revolutionary
Caribbeans
education.
that you ultimately
My-
speaking on behalf of.
Stop it right now. My revolutionary education about the civil rights movement, about segregation, about all of the things that I believe today that made me who I am. You know what I came from? It came from my Black American father, not my mother. God bless her. But my father, just like you. My Black American father, just like you. Mark, you could have a daughter just like me. If you got with a Caribbean woman for whatever reason, because she's sexy or whatever, you can have a daughter just like me. And it was my Black American father, a Black man. He taught me this. My Black father, who when they refused to teach Black history in schools when he was growing up, was a part of protest.
Erica.
My Black father would sit on segregated buses.
Hey, hold on, Mark. Hold on. Hey, Mark. Mark.
I'm gonna tell you what I told Fred in 1981.
Hold on. Let Mark. Mark, let me just say this before you say
I
something.
was born later than that.
Hey, Erica.
So
Erica.
let me say this
Hold
right
on.
here.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to let you talk. I just need to say something real quick. Listen, Erica, I don't want us to make this about you. I really don't. It's always winding up about you, what you did, what we don't know. I don't want this to be about you. I want us to kind of like stay with the subject. You know what I'm saying? You're a smart young lady. You know, I respect you. You're welcome to come on my platform to talk just as long as you like. But I don't want to just keep talking about Erica. You know, let's talk about this agenda, what we're trying to do. You know, you just one person. We know you're smart. We know you college.
And I totally hear you, Martin,
Yeah.
and I respect that.
Yeah.
The only reason I tell my story is because a lot of times Black people don't understand why I stand for immigrants sometimes, but I also stand for Black revolutionary.
Okay, we already know
And
that.
it's because it's my story, and what y'all need to
Erica,
understand about the
we
revolutionary
know,
generation
Erica, we know that.
is that
Okay.
we are rooted in our story.
All right.
We don't
Listen.
dismiss our
See,
story.
hey, Mark.
Okay.
Hey, Mark.
Okay, Erica.
Mark,
That's
Mark,
it, Erica.
Mark, real quick.
That's it, Erica. That's it. Let me, hey, Mark, before you say
Real
something,
quick, Mark.
go ahead, Sarge. Please don't attack Erica.
So
I'm not trying to go there.
Real quick. No.
She's-
I'm not going. I'm
Okay.
not going to attack her.
Okay, go ahead.
No. Real quick.
Everybody else
Mark,
can tell their story, but I can't.
Erica.
Marcus gets to
No,
tell his
hold on,
story.
Erica, hold on.
But I can't.
Listen, hold on, Erica. All I ask you, the story always wind about what you have done, where you come from, who your it's always about you. It winds up to that. I'm trying to get it off you and get it back on the subject. That's what I'm trying to do, sister. Now, everybody get a chance to talk, but Marcus not talking about himself. You talk about yourself a lot. We understand you're
Marcus
smart.
talks about his
Yeah.
experiences
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Mark, that was just on this
Yeah.
line, talks about his experiences with Latinos. Marcus talks about his experiences
Erica,
growing up.
Mark, hold on.
with Black
First of all, Mark don't be on
Everybody
here
talks
every
about
night.
their lived
Erica,
experiences, but
you
when
be
I
on
do
here a
it, it's a
lot.
problem.
Listen, Erica, listen. First of all, let me just say something. It's always y'all don't know. Let me tell y'all. This me, I'm honest too. Erica, we've heard that already. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We've heard that already. I don't want this live to be about you. That's listen, it's almost like Tiffany all over again. Tiffany always make it about her. She come in, she disrupts everything. That's why I had to silence her on here. She called every now and then. I let her talk, but when she get to going left and right, I cut her down. I'm just asking you, Erica, I'm not trying to get this. I don't want Mark be going at you and I want you to go him. Let's stay with the subject. Let's not get personal. This thing is critical. The doctor said it early. Rosia, she said it. This is the Willie. This is Willie.
Everything that Marcus believes is personal.
Okay, regardless.
Everything that Marcus believes is personal.
No,
Everything
listen.
that everybody believes is
Erica,
personal.
can you
based on their life
listen? Erica, can you listen? Can you listen? Listen.
Hell no.
No, listen, ma'am, don't do that. Please don't do that. 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 Now, we're not trying to belittle nobody or beat up nobody. None. We're not trying to do that. I'm trying to restore order.
Martin, if you notice,
Go ahead, Mark.
if you notice, I'm talking about we.
Then Mark,
I'm speaking of
Mark
we.
should not be allowed to talk about what Latinos have
Yeah,
done to him.
let him talk. Go ahead. Go ahead. Mark's not on here all the time, so he don't get a chance. He don't call
I'm
me.
speaking of.
Go,
I
go ahead,
I
Mark.
am speaking of we and us, and at the core of my conversation, it is for us to demand an office of Black Americans. I'm not talking about no Black and brown, no people of color. The same thing I told Fred Hampton Jr. I don't believe in no all lives matter. We can't fight no all lives matter battle. We cannot fight no people of color battle. No, we talking about strict agenda and an office for descendants of American chattel slavery. Jamaicans have to go fight the crown over in Great Britain or wherever the people in the UK. Their fight, CARICOM represents them. When it comes to us, we have to strictly speak as descendants of American chattel slavery. No immigrant group is fighting on behalf of our people in this country. No progressives, no liberals, you know what I'm saying? And all those talking points coming out of that Jewish progressive movement, I recognize it. I don't care if it comes from who mouths it come out of. I recognize it because I've been around long enough to recognize it. Now, some of our people may come in these on your feed, and they don't know what's happening out here. Someone may not know what's happening out here, but some of us do. And so when I hear our young, ambitious people, or young, ambitious people in general speaking, they need to know who they're talking to sometimes. But if you got the mindset that you're not trying to hear us, then okay, that's cool too. Cool, that's your business. But Martin, I step back in because never let anybody derail or get you off track when it comes to our people, no matter what age they are. We're here for our young people. We're here to give them the proper guidance. You know what I'm saying? Our young people don't speak like that. These immigrant children, these Africans, these arrogant Africans and Caribbeans, they speak the way you heard the way you heard those words being spoken. Our children don't speak like that are in the movement because they understand.
Our children don't
we
speak at all
about
because
them
of constant silence.
Okay? So, ma'am, let me say this to you. I'm going to say this to you, and this is the last thing I'll say to you, because you missed the whole part. I said to you that I personally organized the march down on Michigan Avenue. I took J.
You're
Mall
talking about yourself, Mark. That's not allowed. You're talking about yourself, Mark. That's not allowed.
Excuse me. Let me finish what I'm saying, okay? Because it goes back to we and us when it comes to our people, okay? I took J. Mall and showed him all those places, from the financial district to the Astor Street where all of the blue blood money is, to the Cardinal's house, those 5.5 hours. I personally showed those young people with J. Mall on the mic. I showed them where to go to get their best results, okay? How to make certain noise, okay? And those children from BYP that were willing to listen, we don't care if you're male or female, come on here with us. We were there to protect them.
Mark,
okay?
You're talking about your personal experience. That's not allowed.
I said we were there. We were there to protect. Could you please stop talking while I'm talking, and then I won't say nothing while you talking, okay? You know what I mean? You ain't been around long enough to question me. You question some of those people that don't know. You ain't been around long enough to question me. And you definitely ain't did what the fuck I done have done in this city when it comes to my people, okay? You ain't been on the front line.
Making it about
You ain't
yourself,
been locked up
Mark.
200
That's not
times
allowed.
over half.
Making it
You
about
ain't did
yourself,
none of
Mark.
this
That's not
stuff, okay?
allowed.
So you keep your little smart ass comments to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who the hell you talking about. You don't know who the hell you talking
All right,
to.
y'all.
So now let me finish what I'm saying. Okay? So when we finish saying this right here, when it comes to our people, Martin, we have to be out on the front line for our people. We have to be on the front line for our people. So what happened to that young sister, 18 years old, who was coached by those old lesbians out of the University of Chicago, mainly Kathy Cohen. She was coached by them at 18 years old to run down there and run up on them race soldiers, and they knocked all of her teeth out of her mouth. Okay? See, our job is to protect her, not let her run out front, listening to that old University of Chicago rhetoric, but they never come to the front line, okay? You do that on behalf of your people. You don't do that on behalf of our people. And you will not be, you should not be allowed to lead no marches when it comes to our people, okay? You go over there with them white, Jewish, racist ass progressives and stay the hell out of the black community.
All right. Now, I'm gonna let her respond back.
Martin and the brother Mark.
Hey, Sarge.
Martin, if you could.
Okay.
If you could, I won't take 60 seconds.
Okay.
I better not hear nobody talk about
Erica. First of all, hold on, Sarge. Erica. First of all, Erica,
you know everything.
Oh, Erica,
you don't.
You're taking it personal, and what I said is, it always wind up about what you've done. It's always wind about who you. That's what we trying to get it off that. It's okay. Okay. I mean, Erica.
Mark just talked about his personal experience.
Right.
Oh my God.
And y'all fat
You're
and
not
listening.
getting Erica.
And
You're
I'm
not
tired
getting
of it. I'm tired
Erica.
of
You're not getting the point.
simplicity.
Erica, you're not getting the point. We've heard your stories so many times. Okay. I'm telling you. You know, you're not getting the point. I'm not trying to take nobody's side.
We heard Mark's story several times.
But Mark is not on here every night, Erica. You're on here most of the time.
But y'all still keep listening to it.
She's 35 years old. We in our 50s. She thinks she know more than us. I don't think so. You need some moderators because I sure like to be one.
No, that's okay. Well, I can handle it.
I know what I know.
Right.
And if
she talks too much.
She
thinks she know everything. Shut up. Just shut up.
If you don't
you
want to
talk too long, you talk too much. You're 35 years old. I got a daughter 34. Okay.
All right, y'all.
She's talking rhetoric and bull crap.
Hold it, Minnesota.
Rhetoric and bull crap.
Hold it, Minnesota.
It is. You talk too much. You on here every night talking. You don't even respect Martin, and Martin give you chances on here. I wouldn't be a moderator for because I put you out.
Yeah.
You're 35 years old. I got a daughter, 32 and 34. I would put you off for here. You ain't gonna talk to me crazy.
Yeah, okay.
I ain't the one
because you don't want to hear what we got to say.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about you personally. I'm talking about you personally. You're 35 years old. What are you talking about?
Hold on, Erica. Hey, I need
and you're always trying to tell us that we don't know what's going on.
Hold it.
Y'all ain't
Erica.
Ignorant.
Erica.
Ain't no y'all.
Erica.
Erica. You have no respect for older people.
Listen, I just muted her so we can let her calm down. I'll bring her back. All right. Marcus.
No, let her stay on. Martin is older than you. Martin, you older than her. She's not respecting you.
I already know how it is. He just is.
You let her be in your class for about 25 hours a minute. She needs to go.
Marcus.
I watch your platform all the time. I'm sick of her now.
Yeah.
She thinks she know everything. We all dumb. We don't know what's up, what's down. I got a 32-year-old and 34-year-old daughter. You 35. You ain't tell me nothing. I'm 56.
Me too.
Okay.
And I got a 40-year-old daughter and a 42-year-old. We not talking about
I'm sick of her.
We talking about going
I'm sick of her.
Okay.
I'm
all right, ladies.
the way she talks.
Okay, ladies. Let Marcus come in. Marcus,
I wasn't
come
talking
on.
to you. I was talking to her.
I know. Marcus, come on, Marcus.
Yeah, I was trying to throw a caveat on what the brother was talking about.
I know. Listen, hold it. Sarge, I'm trying to...
That wouldn't even take 60 seconds.
Come on, 60 seconds, Sarge. Come on.
I know, Martin.
Come on. All right, come on.
Okay. Won't take 60 seconds.
Come on.
The Congressional Black Caucus was formed. It was all black, all Democrat. It was formed in 1971. They haven't done a damn thing for Black America since their inception. Hello.
60 seconds. Okay. Marcus, come on. Come on, Marcus.
Man, I've been listening for a long time.
I'm trying to get you
I
in,
will
man.
have to say this.
Go ahead.
Young people, that's the problem in our community right now. And I'm not picking on Eric, I'm talking in general. Young people have a disrespect for older people. I stress this all the time. We wouldn't be where we at today if it hadn't been for the prayers, the fight that older people put up with. That's a disrespect to my mother, a disrespect to me, a disrespect all the way back to slavery. People prayed for us to be where we're at today. And the problem is our young people think that they got all the answers. You cannot tell these young kids anything. No. They think they know everything. And even the ones who went to college, you don't know everything. Because what was written in the book, I'm a hands-on learner. They can't teach you. They can't teach photography in a book, just like a police officer tell you through all that shit you learned in the academy. It's a different world out here on these streets. That book is good to a certain degree, but we're living it. Mark and all of us, we know what it's like to be black in America right here. We're living it. We know what Chicago is like. We were born and raised in Chicago. Whether we was on the west side, the east side, or the south side, we know what it's like to struggle here. We know how racist it is here and what the tricks that these white folks do. And what I'm hearing, what she's saying is that the younger generation is going to get together with the Mexicans. Mexicans turned on Harold Washington. The Mexicans are turned on you. And I'm not being racist. And it's the truth. They will, once they get what they want out of you, they will turn on you. The civil rights movement, all these other races got their rights off the back of black people who bled and got lynched and got burned to death. And you look down on older people. It was I couldn't have went through what some of the older people went through.
Erica, don't do it, Erica. Don't do it. Let them talk, Erica. Don't do it. Let them talk. Go ahead, Marcus.
I'm saying in general, these young people that's the problem. That's why they're dying on the streets right now. That's why they're getting locked up. Because they're loading the pistol and giving it to their oppressor to shoot them. And guess what? You need to study Reconstruction because I'm seeing the signs of it right now and been seeing the signs of it for a long time. Reconstruction is when they instituted Jim Crow after the Civil War. Reconstruction is when the white man knew that he was going to lose power. He had to do something to keep that power. It's going right now. And these young people, some of them are out here on drugs and high. They turning up and they can't see the storm that's coming. Right in the state of Mississippi, they're trying to resurrect Jim Crow. And if they do it there, what makes you think they won't do it here? All over the nation. But these white men are afraid of losing their power. I'm not with banding with them. I'm sorry. You've seen them do it in history. These are the people who gave the Indians lace blankets and gave them smallpox. What you think they gave us? COVID-19.
They don't listen. They don't listen.
Okay. All right.
Martin, what I want to
Erica. I'm not going, Erica.
Here we go.
Erica, please. Okay. Please. I got two more callers on here.
There's like no space. There's
Erica,
no space
Erica, I've let you talk, Erica. Erica, I've let you talk.
I've been cut off multiple times.
No, you're not cut off, Erica. Please don't do me like that. I'm always fair. Always fair to you. So, hey, I don't want this thing to spin out of control. you know, I don't want y'all to get into a yelling match.
I'm not
Yeah,
spinning
because
out of
see,
control,
Erica,
Martin. I just
yes,
really
Erica,
want to address
Erica,
what's being
listen,
said.
Erica, you can't address everything what somebody said. Okay, I'm not. You
No,
can't do
I'm
that.
not saying anything
Erica,
everybody
now,
said.
Erica, you
But I
can.
just want to.
No,
Can
you
I just say
cannot,
one
Erica.
final thing, please?
Erica, no, you cannot, because when I let you loose, you just go on and you ain't respecting me. You just over talking me, and I don't want to get into it with you. I really don't. You know, I really don't, and I don't want you to upset everybody on the panel.
I'm not trying to get into it with
I
anybody.
know.
I'm
not going to allow you. I'm not going to go there with you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Then you make a little comment. Somehow you can't tell your life story. Erica, I simply explained to you, every time we get into this, is always about you. You know, I'm not trying to make this about you. Let's stay to the topic.
Me.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not about me. This is bigger
Erica,
than me, Martin.
Erica, do you ever go back and listen when you talk? Go back and listen when you talk.
And enough.
All right. You talking now.
Right.
We debating now. And you know, hold it. Let me talk 360. Come on, 360. 360. Come on, we've been on here 3 hours, 4 hours. 360 area code. They went to sleep on me, huh?
630?
Yeah, 630. Yeah, 630. Excuse me, bro. Come on, what you had to say?
Oh.
Come on, make it fast, bro.
Crime Chaser.
I'm live, uncut, unedited. Go ahead.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to speak. This Brother Bert. What it is just simply put, our younger generation don't know history. If you could go back to our late dear Harold, he spoke about how the black man is reading on a 3rd grade level, and our oppressors are elevating our women higher than our men, which is taking the leadership away. That's part of the Willie Lynch letters. But what the younger kids have lost is an understanding of history. And since there's a disconnect in honor and leadership in the household, they're left to fend on themselves. So they believe that they're in it alone. But what it is that if the elder generation was to just simply sit down and explain history to them, then they'll be able to have a heart to receive. And the elders would then have someone that listen. And then it's you all in between that could bridge the gap on the action, a call to action. I know that's for true because that's what Harold did for me. Mm-hmm. And I'm steadily doing what our late teacher Harold has taught me, and it's working. So we have to bridge connects. The brother is correct about the Jim Crow. But guess what? Brother TC set me down. He helped me. Harold introduced me to Dr. Lindo. He helped me. And he introduced me to many others. And so what I'm doing is I'm teaching the young kids. Now, if they don't want to listen, because I have an education, and I know that the devil has set me back. That's why Harold gave me a spot on his show. But that does not mean, since he's gone, that I'm going to stop doing the call to action. Because just like what you're doing, Brother Martin, we're going to steadily connect and work together to keep the education going. And like the brother said about the Jim Crow, it's true. We got to keep history alive to let them know they can overcome. So if they don't want to listen now, they're going to hit the brick road that they're going to say, you know what? I need someone who knows what to do. And that's when they're going to come to us with an open heart and they're going to listen. But when you got the ones that's very...
Sister, let them talk. I'm going to let you talk
I'll leave
next.
it at that.
Okay.
I just leave it.
Go ahead. You keep going,
just leave
brother.
it at that.
Keep
you
going.
asked me to be cut.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead. If you're going to look at more, go ahead.
You know, I just wanted to say, I just went to the meeting that they have for the Black entrepreneur. A couple of people recognized me because I've been quiet lately. This Brother Bert. But they recognized me because of Harold, and they knew
what I was doing behind the scenes, because I wasn't professing my education or my accomplishments. What I was doing was I was acting, and it's what I knew off of what I was doing. And that was simply because I was being trained. So when I talk to some of the young kids now that's out there, I tell them, look, I had an education that they made me work hard for, but it's not working for me until I got with the brothers like Reverend Al Sampson. When I got with the men like you, Crime Chaser, I got around you all that had to help me to the true knowledge of what was going on, how I was being set back. So it ain't about, she talking about take it personal. You got to understand these people are being affected with their lives, but they don't know what to do. And they don't know what to do because they just don't simply know themselves. And the leadership was placed back in the household with understanding, because they really acting immature, but they got to come to their own limelight, like, you know what, I don't know, I need some guidance. Then when it hurts so hard, that's when you're going to look out for a savior. I don't want to waste all the time. I want to say that I appreciate you, Brother Martin.
Yes,
keep
sir.
the hope alive, brother, and I'm going to keep you in my prayers as
Please
you
do.
pray for me also,
Yes.
that we overcome this struggle. Because assimilation, as the brother said, it is really in effect right now, where they're making us black people be ashamed to be black. And the brother is correct. The Hispanics look down upon us. It's called assimilation. Look up the words whitewashing. Look up the words brainwashing. Okay? Harold and I was teaching these things. He just talked about, is it actual global renewal or global removal? Look those things up, because I got a degree in urban planning. And the first thing they tell you, just like I told Barack Obama, who put me on the American hit list, he called himself a community leader. He wasn't a community leader, but guess what? He was a community leader because of the word community. We don't stay in the community. We stay on blocks. So he created a term to edify himself on the national scene. However, we know from where we are, I'm right here in Inglewood, we know the man wasn't present in our communities because guess what? We don't live in the community. And what did Harold say? They call it the $1 million block because we're consumers. Now, how did I learn all of that? I learned that from you guys. I ain't learned that from no damn college. And I got a damn master's. So Sister Erica, humble yourself. Just learn. The brother was just trying to quote what was happening out here, and we can't be divided among ourselves. But I want to just say this, I'm going to let it go. Brother Martin, I really appreciate you for taking the mantle to keep the Black pride alive after our late Harold has gone. I'm going to, after I continue to work my magic and doing me, I'm going to join you in this pursuit.
Please
because
do,
I'm mentoring 3 young black men right now, and I'm trying to actually keep them alive.
Yes,
keep
sir.
hope alive.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Okay, 612. Erica, hold it. Eric, did you hear what the man just said? 612, Eric code. 612. Come on, Minnesota Eric code.
Yeah.
Please do not say nothing about Erica. Please just talk about anything. I'm not trying to get personal. I'm not trying to, because it's she's charged up now. We gotta keep it calm down. I'm just trying to keep peace in the house. I'm telling you. All right, come on, sister. Minnesota Eric code. Come on.
I was just adding that you need a moderator because I just kept
listen, I'm
That's
good.
what I was
I'm good.
talking about.
It don't get like this all the time. This is a heated conversation.
Oh.
And I knew when Mark come on here, Mark didn't think he was gonna last that long, but I fooled him today. But I let him talk because I wanted to hear him out. I'm not that type of person. You listen. You could be talking something about totally what I disagree, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt to listen to you. I like to learn. I'm learning. I don't know everything, guys. I don't know everything. I never claimed that I know everything. I just want to be a good listener. When I speak, I want you guys to listen. I give you the same respect. And that's all I'm asking on this platform. Give me the same respect I give you. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings or nothing like that. And that's it. You know, I'm just trying to keep it like this.
Gentleman was really speaking nice. That gentleman said, Martin.
Go ahead, 6936.
And in the same breath, Martin did the same for me.
Yeah. That's how I try to.
Martin don't like everything I say.
No, I don't like everything Sarge say, but I respect you, Sarge. I let you.
But he respects me and he listens. What I say that don't make no sense to him, it go out the right ear or the left ear. It don't stay in the middle. It ain't never personal.
No.
I just didn't like the disrespect for the older people. That's why I can't call in and say something.
Right. I understand that. You know, that's her view. She got to keep living.
I don't like it.
Listen, there's two things that you can't have at the same time. That's youth and experience. One has to be lacking the other. So she don't have the experience. Right. She have the youth on her side. She's not a young, but she's there. She's a youth in a sense, if I may use that term. But Dr. Rosier, I'm gonna hear from you, and I'm gonna shut it down. Come on, take us home. Take us home.
Yes. Good. And I wanted to talk and just say this is an example of where we've gone wrong. And I want us to come together as all ages and work together on a Black agenda. We can't concern ourselves with the Republicans or the Democrats. We have a serious problem within our community that we've got to pull together and focus on Black only. So you're right, Martin. That has to be our agenda, and that's what we got to do. We have serious issues. But I do want to talk about the Pocahontas and Sacagawea effect. Remember when the Indians came, they went to the white people went to the youth. And if you look fast forward, the Indians lost their nation because of it, because the people, the youth, were not aware and didn't have the experience, and they weren't listening to the elders. I used to do Indian read-aloud stories in my classroom of how the Indians begged their youth not to deal with the trinkets and not to get involved with the whites in the way that they did. And the young people would not listen. Fast forward, and they ended up losing everything. We do not want to go there, and we do need our youth. We need the Ericas, but we need the Ericas to come along with us. Because if the white progressives are listening tonight, they're laughing because they think they won. Because their whole thing is to divide, like the Willie Lynch, the young against the old. If they're listening to this show, they're having a ball. And they're saying, oh, we succeeded. And I will not allow them to succeed because we've got to pull Erica in and we've got to work with all of our community. And I do work with millennials. I have 3 in my home. Well, they don't live with me now, but I have three of my children are millennials. And I had to work with them because they were confused. Some of them, they've been indoctrinated in these schools with these white liberal teachers. I had to straighten them out. So, and they're on board now. They understand now. All we need is to show some love and compassion because our youth, they really need us to pull them in, and we need them. So I just want everybody to say that as we're dealing with our youth, give them love. Let's woo them back from these white, racist, liberal progressives, because that's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus, Martin, can I please say
Erica, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. That's it. And I'm going to cut you off if you go past that.
Okay, so I'm going to read something real quick that I had posted. It said, You said, blessed are the peacemakers, not the peacekeepers. Peacemakers do the real work and the honest, sometimes even difficult dialogue it takes to create peace. Peacekeepers, on the other hand, are willing to uphold the status quo, and their solutions for keeping the peace is to convince everyone else to do the same. So my thing is, I'm a peacemaker, not a peacekeeper. It's about making peace, not keeping peace, and that sometimes requires difficult conversations. I appreciate what the sister, the elder, just said, and I want to make this very clear. This is not about disrespecting elders. This is about encompassing your thoughts, your experiences. I don't believe in that. I don't teach the people younger than me than that. I don't teach that. We need y'all's experience. But the one thing that I want to say is if the elders had all the answers, we would already be free. But there has to be something missing that is needed from the younger generation. And so to cut us off, to say we don't know nothing, that's not the way to go. That's all I'm saying.
We didn't say that.
I'm not saying I'm always right.
Erica.
But what I'm saying is that we have a different perspective.
Erica. Erica, hold it. Let me just say this to you. I've told you the older generation can't make it without the younger generation. I told you that. So I told you that if you guys think you're smarter than us, get us out the rut that we're in. So it's proven that you're not smarter than us. It's proven already. Because if we had the answers, we wouldn't be in the rut that we're in. No, yes, it is. Yes, because guess what? Oh, yes, hold on. Can you listen? Intelligent people, doctor can verify this, know how to solve their own problems. And right now, we claim an intelligence, but we're not solving our own problems. Speaking as a race, as a group. Now you go ahead and talk. Go ahead, Erica.
Okay. And so I hear
1 minute.
I hear exactly what you're saying.
1 minute.
But as far as not solving things, that could be put on both generations. The older generation has not solved anything because my generation.
Erica, did you just listen to what I just said? Erica, did you just listen to what I just said? Just Erica, you gotta listen, baby.
I did.
You can listen, Erica. Listen. For you to be an honest student, you don't listen well. You hear what you want to hear. Now listen. This is real life experience.
No,
this is not textbook. This is not textbook.
Martin, is that give me a chance to speak.
Erica, you can't take Erica. This is not Erica. Erica, this is not your show, and you're not going to take over. You're not going to overtalk me. You're going to respect me just as much as I'm going to respect you. But you're not going to respect me, Erica. You're not listening. You want to talk, Erica. Listen, let me say something. If you want to be a great leader to Black people, tell me, who have you followed? Who have you studied up under? Tell me that. Tell me that. And I ain't talking about no white folks either. If you want to lead Black people in your generation, tell me, why should we listen to you when you don't listen to us? Tell me that. Why should we listen to Erica when Erica don't want to listen to us?
What I'm trying to say is, and I'm listening to everything y'all saying, but when the generation that's the same age as y'all that guide us and teach us, like Angela Davis, for example,
Erica,
they get called
I need you to answer my question.
And they get
Erica, answer my question. I'm not gonna let you tiptoe around my question. Tell me, who taught you?
Older Black people.
Who, Eric? Give me some names.
Women,
give me some names. Give me some names. Do we know them?
I just told you, like Angela Davis, like people like I'm part of the Poor People's Campaign, which is
Erica,
started
come
by
on.
Dr. King.
Come on, Erica.
And
come
that
on
has
now,
tons
Erica.
of elders in it.
Come on, Erica.
Can I finish, Martin? Can I finish?
Come on, Erica.
Can I finish?
Erica, no, you can't
The
finish.
Poor People's Campaign.
You can't
was
finish,
something
Erica. You can't
The Poor
finish.
People's Campaign was
Erica,
something
I
that
said
was
you
started
can't
by Dr.
finish.
King when he was
Erica,
assassinated.
you can't finish. Erica, you just talking. You can't finish. I'm finna close it out. I got
I'm
to
not
go.
just talking, Martin. You asked me
Erica,
a question, you won't even
Erica,
let me answer.
you can't finish
It's
it.
a disrespect. You don't do this to
Erica,
Dr.
you don't even
Sanders.
know
You don't
Angela
do
Davis.
this
Have
to
you ever met
Marcus.
Angela
You
Davis
don't do
before?
this to other people.
Erica, have you ever met Angela Davis before? Have you ever had a personal conversation? Have she ever
Yes,
took you
I
under her wing?
have.
Have she took you on
Yes,
your
I
wing
have.
and trained you? Really? When was this?
She has taught me a lot of things.
When?
Yes.
When?
Why do I have to prove to you what I've learned from older Black revolutionaries?
Listen, Erica, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be straight up with you. You're not being honest with us because you're not even listening to Black people now. Here I am, a person that put you on my platform, that never knew you from a can of paint, trying to elevate you because I like you. I like your smarts. But what you're not doing is you're not listening, Erica. You're hearing, but you're not listening. You can't be, Erica, you're not going to be effective. How you think you're going to move these Black people, older Black people on this platform when you don't listen? Everybody, you should have seen it. Everybody said, mute her, mute. Everybody wanted me to mute you, Erica. I had to mute you for about 5 minutes to calm you down.
Martin, and you want to know
why you think that?
Do you want to know what it's like? Let me explain
No, you can't tell me. You're done, Erica. You're done, Erica. You're done. You're done, Erica.
A room full of white people.
You're done. I'm sorry. Yeah, she done. I can't take it no more.
I
can't take it no more. Go ahead.
Yeah. Martin, before you close it out, Martin, we really didn't discuss, I thought, about what's going on.
Baby, whatever we did discuss, it's over with. I'm done. I've been on here almost 4 hours. It's done. So it had to be another time, another day.
Yeah.
We got to move on.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We don't try to do it to other platforms.
Yeah, we got to move on. I appreciate those that tune in, Mark, Marcus, all you guys. Thank y'all for hanging with me tonight. We're trying to get something together.
Thank you.
We got it. We have to get over this little small stuff. It's not about one person. It's about the group, people. That's what it's about. It's not the individual. I don't care about your degrees. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care about this and that. Let us put all our ideas together and move as a unit. Because if we move as an individual, we're going to get stepped on, we're going to get trampled, rolled over, and murdered.
You won't get nowhere.
I'm telling you, we have to be as a unit. Listen, everybody is coming in this country is being unified. Things are happening, whether it's good or bad. Trust me, they're unified. If we could be unified, people, good or bad, we could make something happen. We could make something happen. Because we're dealing with some people that don't like us, period. Nobody like Black people, even some Black people don't like each other. I'm telling you, that's a hateful thing.
Right.
That's a very hateful thing. Yeah, for $1, for a biscuit, just to sit at the table and look important. Black people, it's time out for looking rich, trying to look, we doing well. Listen, we don't have to fake that rich look. Everybody's not going to be rich. Trust me. Everybody's, it's like we're putting up this facade. Listen, people, let's get down to business. Get down to business with each other. Listen, the brother gave us a wealth of information, whether you want to believe it or not. I respect him. I don't always agree with Mark. We don't agree on everything, but the brother gave us a wealth of information. And those of you know Mark exploded, but he was cool tonight. He could have went off. I know how Mark can get, but he was cool. It was a teaching moment for him.
I like what he had to say.
He took advantage of the opportunity, and I allowed him to on this platform. Okay? So I'm looking for ideas, fresh ideas, new voices, new faces, man, that we can put together and we can fight this thing together, young and old. Period. The scriptures say he called the young because they're strong.
Now.
right now. Right now. So listen, y'all.
Right.
I-
right. Ain't no wait.
Yeah,
You are waiting for us and you can't wait.
that's
This
it.
is serious.
Yeah. Somebody said, Mark,
That's
you don't
right.
listen. Listen, I'm 50.
And,
listen, hold on.
Erica, these
Listen.
people love you.
Right. I'm 53. Listen, I'm 53 years old, be 54. Well, actually, I'm 54. So listen, I'll be 55 this year. So
I'm
listen.
50.
Right. So hey, I done lived a little while on this earth,
I'm
so I
56
know what's
too.
going on. I got some experience. So I ain't just wet behind the ear. You know, listen. And some things that we learn, the school cannot teach this, and that's experience. Can no school teach experience? No school can teach that. They can teach us how to add, they can teach us how to read, but life experience, they can't teach that. We have to
Right.
go through that. We have to live through that.
Yep.
We have to.
Experience it.
We have to.
Mhm.
And all y'all with
Well,
y'all
we had that
personal
project,
agendas.
we did
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, you know, a lot of us got a personal
And
agenda. We
what
don't,
we going through now is carrying the weight.
Thank you.
yeah. So I appreciate y'all. I got to get out
And
of here,
brothers
y'all.
and sisters,
Ladies, I got to get out of here.
Okay.
I appreciate
yeah, we
y'all.
all got it.
All right. Good night, everybody. I'm hanging up on everybody. I'm out of here. Appreciate you. Y'all
Good
know
night.
what time it is.
You
It's
already know
live,
what it is. Live, uncut, unedited.
This is where we
Tell the truth
and what
and shame the.
don't know about you.
I love being black. I love being black.
Thank y'all so much.
I love being black.